He's not the best at titles. He's not the best at NBA.
It's gonna be live things when we're doing live reactions to music.
Let's get it. One of them, man.
It's one of them. We don't even talk in this one. You know what I'm saying, dog? What's poppin', my G? Cats in the building coming in with that big noise. Cat's eye.
Yeah,
how Cat's feeling?
Listen, ain't got no choice but to be alright, man. We just got off one of the biggest moments in hip hop history, man. I'm feeling amazing.
Cat's
being
feeling
a spectator
good.
and being a voice in the culture. So yeah, for sure.
I feel 100%. That, man. What's poppin', man? It's your boy Word back at it again on the Word of Clarity podcast with my boy Kenny G. Feel good to be back in the building, man. I believe it's episode 23, I want to say. You know what I'm saying? A round of applause for that. You know what I'm saying? Cats in here trying to make it work. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. How we feeling though since the last podcast, man? The last one, we chopped it up. At that point, I believe it was push-ups and I think Euphoria maybe had just came out, but we only tackled push-ups. How Cats feeling though, man?
Since then, I mean, blown away by the amount of production, by as many records as we got. I think, it's so funny, I think we were close. We predicted, I believe, 3 apiece.
Yeah.
And I think we got 4 apiece. So, yeah, I didn't expect this to go by as fast as it did. I think we can talk about whether it's over or whether it's a stop yet, but whatever it is, we've got some distance and some space. And I did not anticipate for the responses to be as fast as they've been. So, what a high-paced battle, bro. It's incredible.
Yeah, man. It's definitely not a disappointment, man. We gonna definitely jump into that. You know what I mean? We had to bring a familiar face back for this smug. We gonna do a little icebreaker. A couple other joints we'll jump into before we get into that. Some quick take joints, but you know what I'm saying? If you watch this podcast, man, you probably done seen him on her, I believe, 2 or 3 times. This would be the 3rd or 4th time. Don't need too much of an introduction, but Kyle Torrey is in the building today. You know what I'm saying? How we feeling, my G? Cat's eye down there, Dad?
Oh, what's good, man? Good to be back on the pod, man. Thank you all for... man, thank you all for bringing me back, man. And I was eager to come back for this one, man. So when y'all hit me up, man, I had to oblige, man. I was looking forward to this one.
Yeah, man. Glad to have you back in the building, man. Anytime we want to, get one of them cats that's going to be animated and tackle them universal debates, we always going to bring you in for show, G. But, yeah, man, Austin Reeves, I believe, we'll get straight to it. I believe Austin Reeves kicked this mug off when he made some comments about it being at least 30 guys that can jump from the NBA to the NFL, like just walk onto the field
Austin
and be...
Rivers.
Huh? Yeah, Austin Rivers.
Austin Rivers.
Who did I say? Austin Reeves?
Austin Reeves.
Austin Reeves. Hey, it's something crazy when Austin Reeves got a higher social profile than Austin Rivers now, dog.
Crazy.
Hey, he be doing his thing, dog. Austin Rivers, though, yeah. I don't know what sports show he was on, but I definitely seen the clip. He was basically just saying NBA players seem to be a little skilled and more equipped to just walk on the NFL field. And the first cat I believe I seen that fire back was Ryan Clark. I think he was on the pivot when he had his comments, and he was in totally disagreement of that mug. I think James Johnson was another cat that fired off a lot, and then Shannon Sharp on First Take, being probably the biggest NFL personality and just sport personality now on TV anyway, kind of stood by their side too, man. What's your thoughts on that, man? You feel like it is cats in the NBA that can walk on the field and be football ready without much training, or what y'all think?
Walking on the field, no. First of all, you don't disrespect any professional sport by thinking you could just walk onto the field or walk onto the mound or walk onto the court or walk onto the rink and just play. But can dudes do it, 6 months of training, 8 months of training? Yeah, I definitely think so. I think LeBron James can play tight end. Give LeBron James 6 to 8 months, he can play tight end. Give Jalen Suggs, Give Jalen Suggs 8 months to a year. I think he could play. Well, you got to understand. So let's just say Jalen Suggs, that's probably closer than LeBron James, right?
Yeah.
That's a little bit more realistic. Jalen Suggs was a college FBS quarterback at Ohio State. This is not somebody who played Pop Warner. He played at the highest level in college football and was a starting quarterback at one of the biggest universities in the world. So could he be a backup somewhere? I'm not saying Jalen Suggs gets onto a field and starts and nothing like that. But could he be a third string quarterback on somebody's roster, getting back into the swing of things, muscle memory, playing football since he's been a kid, playing at one of the highest levels to play football, not just high school, but high level college football for multiple seasons? Yeah, I think that's possible, right? But again, you don't disrespect any of these professional athletes by believing you just jumping onto the field or jumping onto the court. So to me, you would have to have a long, extensive history and career playing that particular sport to be able to jump on and play another one. And at the highest level. Like, I don't think dudes who just played middle school and high school football can jump onto the field. I think college football or being an All-American in that field at one point in time, we've seen people play dual sports. We've seen people, we've seen even a dude like Master P, right, who didn't necessarily play basketball at the highest level, but he played college basketball, go into an NBA training camp and an NBA preseason and hold his own. You know what I'm saying? So, like, we know it's possible if you played at a certain level to at least be respectable. That doesn't mean you can do anything from a starting perspective, but to be able to hang with professionals is possible. I just think it still takes training and a level of diligence and focus. Personally,
I feel like
I think we getting a little out of control at this moment, making these type of comments, bro. Come on, we gotta calm down. Here's the reality, bro. Ain't nobody going from basketball to football. Let me say that again. Ain't nobody.
What if I play football though? What if I play football at the highest level?
You played football last week, nigga. You're not walking onto an NFL field with that kind of speed. I'm not, bro. What you got to realize about college football, one of the things that you're not realizing is, I don't care if you're at D1 level, there's probably only 3 or 4 people who might get drafted off of your team. Most likely it's just one, which means that most of the folks that you're practicing against and most of the games you're playing, you're probably playing against one real NFL level athlete that's going to come in as a
college basketball. That's true.
No. Hold on. I'm talking about college football. Because you're saying they're
a program like Ohio State. Hold on. There's only 1 or 2 guys getting drafted off those squads.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So you only got a few people even on your team who you're practicing against who are NFL draftees, which means if they're NFL draftees, they're not even probably starting. That means they're probably either trying to make the practice team or they are second string. And that means that the competition that you playing against most likely maybe has 1 or 2 professional worthy players. And again, they're bench players. So what I'm saying is a NBA person going onto a field where every position is a professional athlete at the highest football level that literally will probably to be honest, put your health at risk if they run through. There's nothing that an NBA player can deal with. Bro, NBA players complain about getting touched today. Let's be real. NFL players complain about getting touched today. You telling me within 6 months of training, they can hold their own in the NFL when every single person on there is fighting to even eat? Like, bro, I just don't think that's realistic, bro.
It takes, first of all, I presented a caveat. Because I got you just jumping out the window early to jump out the window. I presented a caveat. I'm not saying cats is different, bro. I'm not saying cats is rolling out of bed jumping into the NFL, and I'm not saying people who didn't play the sport at a high level are jumping into the NFL. I'm talking about people who are used to being hit, who have muscle memory of being hit for years against high level athletes. And also, by the way, let me be clear. As somebody who actually who watches both football and basketball, who's participated in playing both football and basketball, and has played at a semi-high level myself, I broke the freshman rushing record as a fullback for Chamberlain High School in Florida. Go look me up. But also, let me just say this: as somebody who's
he just flexed on you right quick, dog.
Yeah,
and then he told you his high school to go look him up. Yeah, make sure you do that after this.
As somebody who's done that, and as somebody who plays both sports, it takes a level of muscle memory. So there are dudes who play in the league who are used to being hit, who have taken hits, who even I would go as far as to say football was their first love before they ever started playing basketball. So you take a dude like, again, that's why I said you name a dude like Jalen Suggs or whatever the case should be, who was playing dual sports up until about 5 years ago. So he's only about 5 years removed from the sport. He's being hit. He's going through practices. He's throwing the football. He's playing 3 years of high level college football. It's not like this dude stopped playing at 16 and never picked it back up again. He stopped playing at 22 and then got drafted in the NBA and stopped playing, and he's 26 years old. That's not the craziest thing in the world to tell me that he can't get back into the groove of muscle memory, learning how to throw the football, get hit, stuff like that, and get into the NFL when he could have played in the NFL if he didn't play in the NBA. Like, that's not the craziest thing in the world. So, of course, it takes a certain level athlete who's played over a number of years, but that's not wild, bro. Stop playing with me, man. Come on.
Jeez. He'd die.
He said he'd die. I think so. My takeaway from it, I think of it all was mainly, I think Austin Rivers was trying to get at that. It's more. I think it's more of a probability that an NBA player has skills that can translate to an NFL field. That I would probably say. I think the NBA is basketball is a more skillful sport than football. I don't think guys could just wake up out of the bed and walk on to the field, though. It's some guys that come in mind, like some of the guys that he did mention. I think Brian, like at a certain point, he probably could have done that with some training. I think, like you said, Jalen Suggs, he's played at a high level. I think I just look at certain guys, they even almost play the game with that kind of tenacity, like a Russ, like an AE. Some of those guys, if you put them in some,
he played football for multiple years. I agree.
You put them guys in some pads for a few months or something, dog. Yeah, man. I mean, these guys they're not NFL all world, but they're all world athletes still at the end of the day. You know what I mean? They got skills that can translate over. So I think I did like the back and forth though. I did like the back and forth between the two professionals of each sport going at it. You know, I like that smoke because in some world I be wishing we could really see that, like NFL players versus NBA players in a certain dynamic where both of the guys got to put they skills to test and see who kind of comes out. One cat, they put up that clip of Darren Williams knocking out Frank Gore in that boxing match or whatever. Hey, dog, I must have missed that. It must have been like a little celebrity. Was that when Blueface and all, when it was boxing and all that?
Yeah, I think it was the same night.
Bro, he made Frank Gore look sorry, dog. It was really tragic, bro. Like
he did him at the end with that push and that.
Yeah. That's all I seen. I was like, mercy, Lord have mercy, dog. Yeah, but man, speaking of the NBA, man, you know, one of the NBA Combine is going on currently right now, and Bronny is being one of the guys in the Combine looking to get into the draft. You know, it's some rumors out there saying that the Lakers are interested in maybe drafting this guy, you know, the kid of LeBron. We can't, I'm gonna not do him like that though. He's actually Bronny James. You know what I mean? I know he's gonna get that all his career that. Yeah, he's gonna he's gonna get that for the majority of his career, the son of LeBron. But I think he actually was looking quite decent, being that, you know, what is shown in college didn't look like he was actually much of anything as a contributor on the team, averaging only about 4 points, not doing too much. That was crazy. Kendrick Perkins made a good point on First Take where he was like, man, he got kind of the benefit of the doubt and kind of got a lot of benefit of being, of course, Bron's son and being an All-American and really didn't deserve it. And that came at the cost of a lot of other cats that probably had the numbers coming out of high school and really deserve it. Michael Whitley, another guy. Cause I didn't know Perk averaged like 29, 15, and 5. He had to put his stats out to be like, yo, bro, I was an All-American and these was my numbers and I'm Perk in the NBA. He wasn't no all-star, played on the championship team, so he kind of put himself up to the measuring stick to say, you know, where does kind of Bronny even align with that? Now, of course, he play a whole different position, but still, Bronny only averaged 14 points in high school, and that's at a high school level. You know what I mean? Like, he wasn't even killing it at that level. But with all that being said, he kind of shot up some bail, saying, and I thought this was a great comparison, being like a player that was somewhere along the lines of like a Eric Bledsoe, not really being a star or all-star at that, but being maybe a contributor role player on a team that can maybe make some damage, Doc. What's your take on Bronny, though, when it come to his kind of trajectory and potential of what it looked like for him in the NBA?
Yeah. Somebody said, okay, go ahead, Kyle.
Yeah. I would say, I think for Bronny, man, I agree to an extent. So give an example. I was hooping a few weeks back, and the dude I was playing against was averaging just a dude. It was a pickup game, white dude. I think they said he averaged 27 points a game, like 12 rebounds and like 8 assists. But he was out there hooping with us, and he was okay, right? And the one thing that we were all talking about was, man, it matters what school you go to and who you're playing against. And so every stat sheet ain't the same, is why I bring that up. So Bronny playing at the school that he did in high school with all those other, I mean, that's the best of the best. That's the cream of the crop. He had 3 other like top players on his team, and it's only so much ball to go around. You know what I mean? So that 14 ain't 14 if you just the only dude in St. Louis playing at a high school here, right? That 14 might be a 25 here. You get what I'm saying? Where you the only option, everybody feeding you the ball, you getting 25 shots a game. You know what I mean? You're playing against mid-level competition. Like where he was playing, he's playing against high-level top teams. You know, every day you're playing of the best of the best. You basically playing college ball. You know what I mean? So I think that we got to look at that. We got to give a little bit of a difference, man.
Did he play at Sierra Canyon all 4 years? I don't believe he started there, did he?
I think he did. I think he played there all 4 years. I think LeBron got there when
he didn't. I don't play all 4 years. I think he played 3 years in Sierra Canyon, and he started his last 2, I believe.
Yeah, I know what, because at one point it felt like he kind of had to work himself into the rotation at one point.
Yeah, Sierra Canyon, I don't care who you are, they ain't just giving you no spot like that. You got to earn that. You know what I mean? Like, that's a reality. But I also think college, bro, like I was thinking about the stats and everything he did in college. You know, there's a lot of players who just didn't have decent college career. Matter of fact, JT didn't have the best college career, obviously because of injury. But even after that, he really didn't come back, you know, going crazy. There was a lot of questions with him. His actual draft, you know, his draft stock kind of went down. Kyrie, kind of similar situation. So, like, just because you don't
hold on now, no, you can't. Them ain't good parallel. Kyrie was the number 1 pick and played 3 games. JT still hold on. JT averaged still 16, 17 in college in Duke. You know what I'm saying? He went to USC. Them niggas went to Duke.
I agree, but there's a difference. JT didn't just go into cardiac arrest before the season. Like,
for sure.
That's what I'm saying. No preseason, no, like, you know what I mean? You minutes restriction for almost half of the season. You know what I'm saying? So he wasn't able to really get in the basketball shape to be able to do what he wanted to do. That's why I've been very interested to see what he does in this combine, which he been blowing everybody's socks off in the combine. You know what I mean? Comparatively, this ain't really the best draft anyway. They say it's one of the weakest drafts, period. Well, I actually think it's a good time for him to actually be in the draft.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
What you got,
it's about to be wicked. It's about to be wicked next year, so this would actually be perfect for Bronny. And let me tell you something. Contrary to popular belief, I know people have been giving Bronny a hard time. I believe in Bronny. Let me tell you something. You watch Bronny shoot the basketball, there's a couple things you can't fake, bro. That's a real jump shot. It's pure. There's good form. He's got muscle memory. He can shoot the basketball, period, right? What's the NBA turned into? A 3-and-D league, pause, right? So with that being the case, his ability to shoot the basketball and his ability to play on-ball defense, be right there with you, get past, pick and rolls, follow guys, trail guys. Who's to say at the very least? Yeah. Who's to say at the very least Bronny couldn't be a dude I really like, Avery Bradley with a better jump shot, who had a great career. Eric Bledsoe. at the top of his ceiling, a multiple All-Star, Drew Holiday.
All right, all right.
No. That's what I said. Wait.
Yeah, see, you should have Avery Bradley, Eric Bledsoe is nice.
I said at the top of his ceiling. At the top of his ceiling. That's like best case scenario. But could yeah, I mean, even think about it. Even Bronny could be like he named Derek White. That's not impossible for Bronny to be Derek White with enough years under his belt and really working at his game. So yeah, like my thing is like this would be a perfect year to get drafted. I don't know how Kyle feels about this. I'm gonna throw this out there. I believe he's worthy of a pick. I believe even when he played in the McDonald's All-American game, he showed out there, hit 4 threes in the McDonald's All-American game. It was fighting for the award and stuff like that, which was cool. But I don't know how I was gonna feel about this. Personally, the last time we seen LeBron James travel randomly to a place or to a city, he was setting up a move. When I seen LeBron James in Cleveland recently with the family, I know obviously he's from Akron and has history there, but it made me think to myself, if he only has 2 more years left to play and he's not going to re-up with the Lakers, it would make perfect sense to finish it where you started, where you won a championship, and where the fan base loves you and knows you. And when you think about a team that has nothing to lose, by drafting a kid, it would make a whole lot of sense for Bronny James to get drafted in Cleveland and for Bron to say, if he doesn't return back to Laker Nation, for him to say, you know what, let me play the last 2 years farewell tour with my kid in the city where I started. I can help him develop and then go on about my business and ride up to the sunset in Cleveland. That would make a lot of sense. So pay attention to LeBron's activity, because do not be surprised if Cleveland takes him late first round, top of the second round, and we end up seeing something develop there. That would not shock me at all. That would not shock me at all.
Brian, he ain't going nowhere, dog. It's the nigga ain't leaving. He got too much going on. I'm not even looking at what's going on in the court. I mean, he got so much going on out there business wise, bro. You see all these other rumors where it looks like he's, definitely in highly favor of like JJ Redick being somebody that want to be the coach. There's a lot of things that point to say Brian is staying there. The other thing I say about the Bronny piece though is if he's going to be anything like you project him to be, the guys you mentioned, the one thing about those guys is they're in cities and part of organizations that can develop them. They started in places where the object of the franchise is developing players. Coming to LA, we don't do that. You almost got to come into LA and almost be ready. We looking for chips and bust only. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
I wouldn't want him in LA. I wouldn't want him in LA for that reason. LA's ready to win now.
Oh yeah, and they still trying to win. Like all our rumors are talking about going after another star. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't necessarily, because if he came there, he may have got in the rotation because we may be undermanned with like guys coming off the bench. But if it is a team to go somewhere, I would say go somewhere where he could get development. I just don't know what other roster would be looking for a guy like, because I didn't know he was that small either. I think they kind of killed him a little bit by putting him at 6'1". I thought he went by 6'3", but I feel like there was some type of media agenda with that for sure. When they had him at 6'1", that was kind of crazy. But yeah, man, we shall see, dog. We shall see. It should be interesting, man. Like I said, this draft, I probably don't even know anybody else coming out of this mug. Like this mug.
Hey, the guys who I was hooping, when I hoop, like I said, I hooped about 3 days a week. And most of the people I'm hooping with is either former D1 athletes, coaches, different folks like that. But anyway, we was all having a conversation and we said, we know more women's basketball players right now than we did in, men's basketball players, college basketball players right now. I'm like, when we asked every dude in the gym and they could name more women's NCAA basketball players than men's this year, which is crazy.
That's facts. That's facts, man. You know it's a turning of the tides or something going on at the collegiate level with men's if that's the case. Straight up, dog. But man, y'all know why we here, man. The World War III, the Civil War, whatever you want to call it, in hip hop had happened over the course of maybe the last 3.5-4 weeks or so, give or take. Yeah. Some people trying to date it all the way back to first person shooter. That's going to like the top of the year if you carried it all the way back then. But yeah, man. Drizzy versus Dot, Kendrick Lamar. Hell of a battle, man. Before we jump into everything, we'll play a few reactions from some of your favorite hip-hop personalities, and then we'll jump into reacting to at least 4 of the last records that dropped from the beef, and give our takes, and then really start to chop up the whole battle and how it kind of all went down.
Went from nah, nah, nah to I'm going on vacation to I'm not replying no more. That was the fastest change of tone. Wait, this nigga said, you gonna make me have to wake the demon up. You know how many fucking sleeping pills I take in my life? What type of sleeping pills the demon taking? What the fuck is he on? That demon is on. He is not.
That demon will knock the fuck out, yo. Hey, get up.
That demon will not get. Hey, demon. I'm sorry. Hey, demon. No, fuck you niggas. Don't come in here and turn it up. He was fighting to lose-lose. Because he didn't say none of that shit when he was outside talking that shit.
He didn't. Okay.
He made it a lose-lose.
He lost. That nigga was outside telling anybody with ears, I've been waiting on this nigga 15 years. It don't look like it.
Exactly what he did on the Hard Part 6. He rapped about this nigga is taking his fake information. I told y'all this on Family Matters when I said, you digging for dirt, you should be digging for proof. I got pictures of the fucking little girl, all in the fucking video plastered on the wall. I'm fucking playing with this dumb nigga, and he's going for it. I'm the most lit nigga in the game. Y'all mad, and there's no skeletons in my closet. I'm not no fucking pedophile. Stop it. That's the only thing y'all niggas know that could fucking end my run is me being, and it doesn't exist. Stop the bullshit. But you, Mr. Lamar, you hit the girl because she's bigger than you. You put your hands on your girls. You've been engaged for years. You're not married yet. You living in New York. She's not. Let's talk real shit. All this 11-year-old daughter shit y'all talking about. And because he released it right after the Family Matters. It's a better record. Get the fuck out of here with that shit.
We didn't say it was a better record. We said Family Matters is probably the best song in this whole shit.
It ain't no probably, nigga. It's the best record that's released in this entire beef.
Yeah, man. It's definitely got cats up in norms, dog. You know, it was funny to put them. I just kind of grabbed. Well, Kenny actually sent me that other clip of Joe, which I seen that episode, and then
that Maul clip was perfect.
Yeah, that Warrior from Warrior Maul podcast balance out the field because Cats was snapping all on these pipes. This was the perfect time to even have a reaction channel or a podcast. Like it's like you needed some platform to be able to speak about this beef, dog. Straight up, dog. But man, we gonna get into reacting to these mugs live as well, man. We'll start with Family Matters and go in chronological order with how the records was released from there. So let me get this joint going right here.
Nigga, I said it, I know that you mad. I've emptied the clip over friendlier jabs. You mentioned my seed and I deal with his dad. I gotta go bad. I was really trying to keep it PG.
Hey, this dude over there eating and doing all kind of stuff, boy.
Just like how Metro nigga slime for his main squeeze. Out here begging for attention, nigga, say please. Say you hate the girls I fuck, but what you really mean? I've been with black and white and everything that's in between. We could've left the kids out of this, don't blame me. You a dog and you know it, you just play sweet. I heard that one of them little kids might be day free. These bars go over Kenny head no matter what I say. I know you like to keep.
Hey, that was a shot for you right there, Kenny, dog.
Sure, so let me paraphrase. I was really trying to keep it.
Woo, I love them guns. Hey, bro.
If Drake shooters doing TikToks, nigga really shooter in your gang, that's peace, brother. Y'all ain't getting shit shot, nigga. Can't listen to the stick talking falsetto. Say about that one hoe, we ain't even fuck. I just lip lock with her. I get active when it's wartime. I ain't even really let my dick drop, nigga. Put a nigga in the bars, let a nigga rock, kinda like your old job, nigga. House sitting on some land, but it's out with no one even really know. Last record deal was 400 M's. These days, that's a low bar, nigga. Who's next on the list? Push one of my so-called niggas, need a chef for the clip. Always knew I had to smoke out niggas. Good kid, Mad City van with pot of that shit again. Gas cause you hit my BM first, nigga. Do the math who I was hitting in. I ain't even know you rap still cause they only talking about your.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. It made no sense for Rocky to come with that shot, bro. How you bragging on hitting in a dope porn star and he hitting Rihanna? Bro, like, come on now, bro. That was he shot himself in the foot on that one, dog.
Probably gotta have a kid again for you think of dropping any shit again. Pluto shit made me sick to my stomach, we ain't never really been through it. Lil Wayne, he a fucking lame, so I know he had to be an influence. 2 separate albums dissing, I just did a Kim to it, nigga skim through it. Me and Savage had the hoes dripping where the shows, almost had to swim to it. Kate Ross calling me the white boy, and the shit kinda got a ring to it. Cause all these rappers waving white flags while the whole fucking club sing to it. Then come to vigil with the candlelight. Body at the fucking body, and you know Rick reading my Miranda rights. And guess now niggas understand the price, man. What?
It's like the beats kept getting better, bro. This smug right here, smug.
Can you just open his mouth? Someone go hand him a Grammy right now. Where's your uncle at? Cause I wanna talk to the man of the house. You wanna take off for real? And come get his legacy out of my house. A cease and desist is for hoes. Can't listen.
Pause this.
What you got, Doc?
Let me tell you something right now. That Pharrell shot. Hey, watch your mouth, Drake. That's crazy.
Hey, I love
get
it.
his legacy out of my house. Crazy. That was crazy.
And that's my issue.
My bad.
We gotta
woo.
Nah, go ahead. What you got, man? You ready to
I just don't understand, man. The way this dude communicates and the way he says stuff, dog. Like he is like
Here we go.
It aims at the heart. It aims at your soul. Like it aims at your life. Like it ain't just words. It's not just a diss. It's like it has a target every single time, and it hits right where it's supposed to hit. I feel like everybody else, when they do diss records, they just throwing stuff. I feel like Drake, when he say stuff, it's almost like he thought about the line for 7 years, and it finally came together to hit you right where it's supposed to hit you.
You stunning Wayne like father, like son. And Anthony set up the plays. Kojo be charging you double for none. They shook about what I'ma say. Dude, you right about fuck the big 3. It's only Big D and that's video proof. My son should go play at the park. 2 light-skinned kids, the shit will be cute. Then you, we get it. We got it. The blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. We get it, you like to put gin.
I like how he turned that angle on him right there. I really liked how he did that, dog.
Put your hands on your girl. Is it self-defense cause she bigger than you?
That line right, dog. When you put your hands on your girl, is it self-defense because she bigger than you? Woo, dog. I love that mug right there, dog.
They hired a crisis management team to clean up the fact that you beat on your queen. The picture you painted ain't what it seemed. You did.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Family Matters, man. That mug is 7 minutes of pure annihilation. I believe when Joe was talking about the Nuke records, it was around this round. Between this and the next song we get into, Meet the Grams. Yeah, bro. This mug, dog. I feel like, I think y'all was already talking about it early in the podcast. This record, out of the records that got released, it's the record that never really got its actual spotlight. But honestly, that was a part of how this happened though. Like the Meet the Grams release did what it was supposed to do off the record than what it did on the record. Like just by dropping it, did way more than I think any of the actual content on Meet the Grams was filled with. Cause this mug came out, I want to say late that Saturday night, and about 45 minutes later, Meet the Grams comes out. It's the record I enjoy the most easily. It's the one I run back the most easily. The lines, I love the angle when he turned he's kind of like a fake advocate, like black activist. And he started dressing like, yo, you rocking with a mixed breed girl when you supposed to be this pro-black guy. The beat selection was crazy. His energy, like he picked these, like I like my diss records. I know cats wanted him to really go to that angle of like making a hit type diss record. I like the diss records that feel like murder is happening on the beat. And the beats are dark and the video is dark. So I feel like he approached it appropriately, dog. All in all, I wish this mug was broken up to 3 records because I think he could have responded so swiftly and well to like the play him dropping. Like if you imagine like he drops the what's the joint? The PG joint, opposed to doing it all at once. But once Meet the Grams drop, he comes back with the finisher of that last record. I think this battle is told definitely in a different fashion. But them are immediate takeaways from this mug off rip though.
Yeah, I think this is still, even hearing it again, I think this is still my favorite record from the entire battle. Masterfully done. I think this was the red button for Drake, and it actually should have. When I think about like kind of like what you said, like what this record should have done, this should have. Like I even hear it, and I'm like the intentionality, the switching the beats, the flows, the lines. Even though I felt like there were certain things he said in that battle that left him open, but even that didn't matter. Thinking about what this record was supposed to be. But this is why battles come down to strategy. Mm-hmm. Because it's weird. It's like this should have ended everything. But given the placement of the record and what comes after, when it comes, how it was released, all of that matters, bro.
It does.
All of that matters. And,
I will say, I have to be honest.
And people can hate that it matters. We can debate that all we want. But when somebody pulls a chess move out in a battle, it's kind of like how we view the court of law. Unfortunately, here in America, we don't always care about what the facts are. We care about how well you can prove those facts, or not prove those facts, or disprove those facts. And because battles are like that, when you talk about the court of law, the fact of the matter is this is the best record from the entire beef. The other fact is it was neutralized by an amazing strategy from Kendrick Lamar, who got the drop on him and changed public perception, as well as did something that deserves a lot of credit. Because here's the thing. If Kendrick Lamar, even if we reverse this on the other foot, I'm just being fair and objective, right? Because I actually, believe it or not, who doesn't love Drake? And if you don't like Drake, you're a hater. Let's just say that off top, right? He's the best artist of this generation, right? Hip hop wise. But I said it to say, contrary to popular belief, because I am on the other side of the debate, but I do want to add a level of objectivity because I want to be objective for the podcast, and I want our listeners to appreciate it. Yeah. Even though this is the best record of the battle, if the shoe were on the other foot, and Kendrick dropped Family Matters, and 10 minutes later, Drake drops Meet the Lamars, it wouldn't matter. What I'm saying is, the public perception would have absolutely flipped in Drake's favor. So I don't want to just say, oh, it's because whatever, but it's also strategy mattered so much in this battle, and being able to take a record this big and take its effect by when it dropped, how it dropped, and you having the same subject matter while also going the opposite in reverse. Also, the tone of Kendrick's record changed how we felt. I remember when I played Family Matters, and when I heard it, I was like, "Whoa! I'm ready to turn up. It's over." I said, "Kendrick's on. Good night." And 40 minutes later, Meet the Grams comes off my phone, and I'm taking off my hat. I'm rubbing my head.
You had that academic reaction, dog?
Yeah, because it was like, what? Like, one, he just dropped early in that day. Two, you completely switched my mood. Cats is ready to go hang out on Saturday night. Yeah. And then you hear Meet the Grams, and you're like, maybe I should call my mom and make up for some of this family trauma I got. Like, literally, that's how you started to feel. So between the mood, between the strategy, between the way that Kendrick played it, it was like he was able to take away how powerful this record actually was. And even though I think it will age better for Drake later on, because people will go back to this record and hear it the way that they should, it still won't have its effect that it should have had it been able to even rest for a couple hours, let alone a day, in my opinion.
Now I feel like, what we got, Doc? Yeah. Get your life, man. Get your life. That's what's up.
So I just want to talk about this from a real perspective, from my personal perspective. When I heard this song, in my mind, it was over. Like, it didn't matter what Kendrick like, because one, I know Kendrick don't have nothing better than this song. He could do songs for the next 60 years. He's not going to make something better than this. So in my mind, this is over. This song on the catalog of this record, because I done been alive for a lot of the diss era. Mm-hmm. This song is in the top 3 diss records ever for me. Bars, like everything, like there's so much in this record. It was this record could be taught in an actual class. It could be a whole class in a college, kind of like how they do for Tupac. Like some schools do that with Tupac. Like they could actually take this song and teach a class, bro. Like this dude not only destroyed Kendrick, but he also took time in the middle of the battle to destroy 40 other people without it feeling like he's just doing too much or feeling like he's just overworking. Like he did it like it was light. Like he woke up in the morning and just grabbed the mic and just talked. That's how it came off, just effortless. Dog, the production was amazing. And sometimes Drake production is super simple. This production was just flawless. Like it was just perfect. Yeah. Everything about this record was perfect. Actually, if you take the video and add it to it, there's so much. It was just so much. The thing that makes me the most mad about this when you talk about strategy is I disagree, but I agree with you. I agree that when Kendrick came out with Meet the Grams, it squatted on this song. It squatted on the momentum. It squatted on all the things. Here's the problem that I have.
Talk to me.
If Drake was battling any other person, I ain't gonna say any other person because I think it would have probably happened. But if it wasn't Drake, and let's take 2 other artists, right? 2 other artists make these songs. So remove Drake. Let's say another artist made that song as dope as it was, and somebody else came with a different diss record. I don't think it would have had the power. Meet the Grams would have had the power to kind of squat on Family Matters. It's the issue that's bothering me is Drake hate. Drake hate is a real thing. And for me, it's hard for me to listen to Meet the Grams and feel like somebody heard that and was like, this is better than that song, or this is more crazy than that song, or this should be held up as a squat moment for that song. After I heard Meet the Grams, all I wanted to do was turn it off and go back to listen to Family Matters. Like that song for me was not, I don't, it's not that I thought it was a bad song. It's not that I don't think it was a solid song. It's not even that I didn't think it was a dope angle. I thought all those things, I will give Kendrick all those things. But it wasn't Family Matters. So for me, why was everybody, I would even been okay if they said it was even. Like, man, both of these are solid songs. Which one do you like better? Like, bro, it was like instant squatting on Family. It was like Family Matters didn't even come out.
I mean, essentially, let me jump in right there.
Let me just say, let me say one thing to Kyle. Kyle, this is a personal question, but what's the first initial of your son's name?
K, Kyle.
K. Okay.
Yeah.
If me and you were going back and forth talking, having an argument, and let's say you destroyed me in the argument, it was clear as day, right? And then I turn around and say, F you, your wife, and Kyle. I'm his daddy anyway. Let me tell you how crazy. Let me tell you how crazy that argument would turn. People would almost forget that you destroyed me in the argument because now we have a whole nother can of worms to deal with. You understand what's happening? I get what you're saying, and I don't want to listen. Hold on, Kyle. Before you get ready to kill me on this, I actually don't disagree with what you're saying. Me and you are not far apart, but when you bring that level of disrespect to a battle that at some point, even though there was things said, was still fairly respectful. The nigga started out the song and said, "Dear Adonis," and started talking about, "Let me be your mentor because your daddy don't teach you." Let me tell you something, bro. At that point, we're no longer talking about records. Drake could have said, hey, you know what? I'm done rapping. When I catch you, I'm going to catch you. And it could have got there based off of Meet the Grams. So we can't act like it's not about Meet the Grams being a better record sonically. We understand that. I'm on Kendrick's side in this battle to not confuse the people. But even I want to be objective to say no. Clearly, Family Matters is a better record and the best record we have. Let's keep it hip hop. Let's keep it objective. I'm not a fanboy of either one to not be objective. It was a better record, but when you go to that level, when Drake went low and Kendrick went to hell, oh, that's a completely different story. Because now we go from records to possibly I might have to slap you when I see you. We went somewhere different now. And I think you, of all people, with conversations we've had on various topics, can understand that to where we can get into a discourse, you can destroy me, we can have a disagreement, it can even get fiery. Let me mention your son's name. I'm sure you're going to be looking for me. You might jump on a plane to come see me if it's that serious. And what I'm saying is that's what Kendrick did. He said, okay, Kyle, you want to play that way? Well, Kyle's my son. Oh, whoa, fam. You tripping. You tweaking. You're being disrespectful. And that's why Meet the Grams is so impactful. It squatted on the timing as well as the content. When Cats heard it, Cats was like, whoa, hold on. This was kind of friendly. This is going beyond that. I think mix those two things together, and that's why we have what we have in this battle.
I got a rebuttal, but I want Word to go.
Go ahead.
I'm actually about to just get straight into Meet the Grams because we reacted so much to Meet the Grams and ain't even listened to it yet.
Good. That's cool.
Dear Adonis, I'm sorry that man is your father. Let me be honest. I'm sorry that you gotta grow up and then stand behind him. Life is hard, I know, but you could be a bitch even if you got bitches. Never code switch, whether right or wrong. You're a black man.
Pause. By the time we get there, if I'm Drake, I may not even have listened to the rest of the record. It's time to fight him at this point. You want to stop to my biggest record, and this is what you say to my son, and this is what you come out with? Fam, I don't know what we're talking about as to why we don't know what this track did what it did.
He's already called the man a pedophile. Like, Drake already knows cats are going to talk about his kids and talk to his family. Like, I just don't feel like anybody didn't see that record coming. Like, that record was like, oh, this was expected. Like, I wasn't surprised at the record. Like, that made sense. Like, it wouldn't have surprised me if he did that on the first record. Like, this wasn't a...
Now, you undermining that angle, bro. But here's the thing. Even if you think... But hold on. Even if you think the angle in that type of record was to be expected, the fashion that he's talking to Drake is something we've never seen. Like, he's literally talking to Drake like, brother, look, let me give you the book of life and teach you these lessons because obviously your parents and your entire whole family hood is despicable, bro. Like, and you sit his son down, you sit the mom down, you sit the dad down, you say he got it. I mean, come on, bro.
His original record when he made the comment about his dad not praying with him at night, like you know what I mean? Like, I noticed that on the first record. So to me, it was like he had already kind of gone down this lane. So I'm not saying it's not a dope angle, and you can get back to playing it. But my issue was, I think it was a dope angle. It was executed great, but to act like that song makes the other song not exist, it wasn't that. That's what I was saying.
The song itself wasn't that. The move and the strategy was everything of that. Like, it's like
in the mood.
Of the record. You got a record that's up. Hold on. You got a record that's up tempo that's like more of a bop. This record, like Kenny just said, niggas was ready to actually go out and probably spin that mug in the car and just you feeling good, especially if you're a Drizzy head. You feeling magnificent. You drop something like Meet the Grams, you not only come with a crazy angle, you shift the entire tone of the records. You see what I'm saying? Like, the records don't even feel remotely the same. It makes you have, like, we always clown Kendrick for saying his records make you have to sit down and listen. That record actually did that, dog. And it take you from doing this to doing this. Like, man, this nigga on something, you know what I mean? Like, it made you do that, dog. Like,
yo, Hey, I'm gonna say this for cats. I'm gonna say this for cats who used to smoke weed or maybe still do. If you watch the pod, shout out to you wherever you at in your journey, right? But back in the day, you know what I'm saying, I used to blaze trees, bro. And used to smoke whatever, cats used to get high, you know what I mean, this, that, and the third.
I'm with that.
Kicking it, you know what I'm saying? We kicking it, whatever the case may be. Something happened to where some beef jump off or somebody bust into the crib or something like that. My high is instantly messed up. That's how I felt. When I listened when I listened to Family Matters, I was like, woo! I texted chat. I texted another chat that I'm in. I said, I said Drake has just solidified himself as the victor in this battle, and let's see how far he elevates after this record.
Yeah.
30 minutes later, bro, I forgot where I'm at exactly, but I'm literally somewhere where I can't listen to any more records. I think I'm at a dinner or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
I instantly get bing. I'm like, all right, somebody just responded to Drake being the GOAT. Let's go look at it. Because that's where I was. I said, I don't know. This is a nuke. They said, hey, man, no matter what you're doing, step away real quick. You may want to hear this. I said, all right, cool. What we did. I said, I picked up my phone. I said, okay, what's going on? Bro, when I heard the record, when I heard the tone, I said, boom, boom. I'm like, what is this? And when this man says, Dear Adonis, and starts going through his family tree, I'm telling you, Kyle, I didn't even want to be at the dinner anymore. It broke my high.
Listen to this track, bitch.
Even if it don't benefit your goals, do some push-ups, get some discipline. Don't cut them corners like your daddy did. Fuck what Ozempic did. Can't understand me right now. Just play this when you 18.
This record is so theatrical too, dog. Like that's why I said, bro, it feels totally different. It feels like this nigga was doing a scene switch. When those chops come in like that, it feels feels different.
If you've ever been to a high level play, that's what it feels like.
That's what I'm saying. It's so theatrical.
The rest of the track is trash. I can make 15 of those beats in less than 35 seconds.
This cat, come on. This dude, it's ridiculous. This house is getting out of hand. He's nuts.
I hope you don't undermine them, especially with all the girls that ask for more paper and more paper and more paper. With sick thoughts, I think niggas like him should die. Him and Weinstein should get fucked up in a cell for the rest of their life.
Oh God, this is where I really dog. What you finna say, bro?
When I first heard your son's a sick man with sick habits, I think men like him should die.
Oh my God.
Him and Weinstein should be in the cell and get effed up for the rest of their lives. I said, wait a minute. God. What? Because here's the thing. Regardless of how you feel about this record, you've taken it to a different point now.
Yeah, you have. And
you shifted the mood. And you said some things. Here's the thing. If we would have just left this at Euphoria, push-ups, then you get Family Matters, and let's say this doesn't drop, and we get Not Like Us, which is disrespectful in its own right. But let's just say we get Not Like Us. Do you actually know that Drake and Kendrick could be friends again in 5-10 years? Meet the Grams has solidified. I can't be cool with you no more, bro. There's some things you say in this record. It's over with. My bad. Go ahead and play the record.
No, you good.
Sexualize him with kinks of an info fetish. Grew facial hair because he understood being a beard.
But the way he said, I want niggas like him should die. Like, man, that mug made me feel, bro. Like,
I've been in this industry 12 years. I'ma tell y'all one little secret. There's some weird shit going on, and some of these artists be here to police it. Then leak videos, sell themselves to further push their agendas. To any woman that be playing this music, know that you're playing your sister.
Then leak videos of themselves to further push their agendas.
Yeah.
Literally, this is why this is also a chess move. If people are listening, which there are a lot of people dissecting, in Family Matters, Drake goes, there's no more big three. It's only Big D. And I got video proof.
Yeah.
40 minutes ago, he says this. Yeah. So when Kendrick comes in and says, dudes got leaked videos to push their agenda, and then links that line to pedophilia, and links that video that Drake is confirming he's leaking in a diss record going against Kendrick, and he seems to have a direct response 40 minutes later, you have to understand how wild this looks to people and how wild this sounds to people, bro. This sounds crazy.
I will say, Doc, a lot of the stars are aligned for Dot in this battle too. Like the timing of like those records next to each other, Family Matters, even the name. I don't even know if that because he never actually says Meet the Grams in this record, does he?
No.
Like I feel like this record may have been something totally different, but because of that Family Matters, Meet the Grams, the angle was talking to all these niggas like. I mean, it was just some things fell in the cards fell in his lap, and he just had to play it.
It fell in his lap.
The embassy about to get raided too. It's only a matter of time. Hey, Lil Bron, keep the family away. Hey, Curry, keep the family away.
I need Few to react to what you think about him saying, LeBron, keep the family away. What you think, man? You think we getting any more Bron Drake cameos? What you think, Doc?
Yeah, Bron Drake cameos because this mug it was flat out just lies. Like the other issue for me that I just have with this whole thing, bro, is like, dog, we are calling people pedophiles now in battle rap. Like that is just like I feel like when you go to pedophilia, bro, I feel like you are reaching because you have nothing left. I feel like that's the only place he could have gone based off of his options that could actually hit. Because it can hit anybody. It doesn't matter who let's remove Drake. If I call any of you all pedophiles, it is the cheat code. And I feel like that's not hard. You don't get credit for me.
I will say this.
Yeah,
the reason
I hope somebody comes in.
I want to stop you right when you say if you threw pedophile with any of us, it will hit all of us. It would have hit all of us, especially if some people don't even have a social profile engagement with the activity that Drake has.
In our culture, if you use the word pedophile, everybody has to take it seriously.
But you have to have at least, I ain't gonna say you have to have at least, but when you got a lot of things that people can attach to the person, meaning their character, like they left out there for evidence, it makes it easier for somebody to believe it when it's a certain person that does that.
I think if you're a person who's in the public in general, for anybody who's in the public, it automatically is going to stick. It is very hard to get rid of it. If you're a person behind the scenes, so let's flip it. Let's say Drake said that he was a pedophile. We would link it. Hold on, it would hit. And I'm going to tell you why. Because we would say that must be why Kendrick don't never show his life. That's why Kendrick always are being so quiet. That's why Kendrick's wife doesn't doesn't follow him. Maybe there's something there. Maybe his wife knows. When you use pedophilia, bro, I've seen it in business. I've seen it in just life. I've seen it in every aspect of life, bro. It is the cheat code where people in our culture have to pause. Like you have to give it some sort of, is it true? It's the thing you have to stop and say, is it true? There has to be investigation in your brain to pause and say, is it true? So for me, it was the cheat code, man. He pulled the ripcord on the parachute to give himself the only really bullet in the chamber, and it hit because it's gonna hit.
I would be with that. I would be with that if there wasn't. So I would be with that because here's the thing, Kyle. That actually makes sense. I don't want us to play any of each other when we're having this conversation because I think it's a serious conversation. And I think you're right. I think if you throw the pedophile line out at somebody, it may not stick and it may be easily broken down with other people, but it will affect somebody, right? That's
I agree with that.
However, here's the issue. Recently, I said in the chat, a famous white podcaster. I don't even know who this dude is for real, but academics brought him up. A couple of days ago, probably maybe 4 days ago, he was on Academics was on a big publication, and then the dude reposted Academics talking about him. This dude is in the Joe Rogan space. He's in the high profile white podcaster space. 4.5 years ago, no battle, no Kendrick, no beef. Drake is at the top of his game. Everybody loves him. No real problems here. He comes out and he says, "Yeah, man, it's crazy what happened to R. Kelly." He said, if I have to predict in a couple of years who may have some trouble on his hands, you know who it may be? They said, who? He said, well, I don't know if y'all know this, but I'm in the know with a lot of Hollywood people, and I'm at all the parties and stuff like that. Man, Drake is in trouble, man. He likes him young. What? Listen, I love Drake. I'm a super fan. But I've been around and I've seen the women he talks to. I've been to these parties, this, that, and the third, blah, blah, blah. They dismissed it. They talked about it for a second. He didn't stay on it. He admitted that he was a Drake fan. He said he hoped it never happened, but if it did, that would be the person he would think about, and they moved on. It was like a 10-minute segment. Then, obviously, after Meet the Grams, people immediately flooded online to fact check the daughter, which we'll get to in here in a second. I'm gonna hurry up, and then fact check this pedophile stuff. And I ain't gonna lie. There's not just the concert stuff that can be taken a certain way. Okay, no big deal, whatever. That's trash. But his relationships with young women, bro, I don't necessarily think Drake is a pedophile. I don't necessarily believe that. But his relationships with young women, Kyle, I'll be honest, if he were your homeboy, you would be very uncomfortable. At the very least. Yo, why are you texting a 15-year-old girl, bro, talking about you miss her, you love her, and sending her heart emojis, and y'all going to private dinners, and you flying her out just to hang with you for a couple of days, and it's just y'all two, and not your whole entourage is there. That's just kind of weird. And then later on, we find out years later when she turned 18, y'all actually had a small stint dating. Well, that's strange because you started talking to her then, and maybe you didn't touch her when she was underage, but you were setting up a play eventually, and then that is. So I'm just saying, you as a grown man with all that you stand for would feel very uncomfortable. So Kendrick is not necessarily pulling this out of nowhere because this seems to have been a discussion at some point in celebrity circles that, the way this dude moves with women who are considerably younger is a little strange. Now, if he amplified it or embellished it for a battle, I'm sure this would happen. I'm sure. No problem. I have no problem with that. But let's not act like he's coming out of nowhere. He's just throwing that title out and we don't know where it's coming from. That's not necessarily true. I just think we owe it to the viewers to be honest about what's been said among his peers, not just people who hate him. His peers have said, I love Drake. I always thought that was strange. His peers, years ago. So I just think that we owe that to the public.
Some dude who say that he knows somebody who be around Drake, or I'll be that to me is hearsay, nonsense.
Yeah, I took it. I took that with a grain of salt. When you talk so vaguely, he was talking a little vaguely. Honestly, the pedo stuff, like I agree, it does. It does make everybody stop and think and say, "Yo, is this true?" But I would say a lot of the stuff that you kind of went down the path of talking about, with having these relationships with a much younger audience, like Drizzy does this on both sides of the fence. It ain't like he's always next to young women. Like he places himself next to the youth. Men and women.
I agree with that.
And I believe it's more so for the purposes of extending his audience down to their audience. You know what I'm saying? He stays making music with the young people. It makes sense for this nigga to be placing himself next to the hottest number one talked about television show or TV series in Stranger Things. Just to form that publicly. It makes and you see the benefits that come from it. If anybody else had that kind of leverage and luxury, I believe they would. I mean, we clown him for being a Canadian Jewish light-skinned guy. I just think he just maximizes all those attributes of himself to his totally maximization. Like he uses in his advantage. It isn't a reason why he's the biggest in global artist in this time that we in right now for no reason. And I think those things can point to that. Sure, if you're on the other side, you think it's still weird. I do believe it can still come off weird. I think a lot of stuff in entertainment business already isn't weird in general. Yeah, it isn't even normal. To his credit. Especially when you're a TV star, a young TV star at that, you grow up in a very vastly different way. And I think a lot of that stuff may have just trickled over to that. Them kids experience being around, especially that Nickelodeon special, hearing all them stories. Them kids around mainly grown-ups the entire time. You know what I'm saying? Not even with their family. So I think a little of that may be a bleed over of what that kind of lifestyle lends itself to. And also being he's just extending his audience, man. But let's try to get through this because we still got 2 other records.
Well, last point, because we got to hurry. Last point. To me, even when I first heard the record,
we gotta hurry.
No, we gotta hurry. The last point, to me, when I first heard this record, though, I did say, and I remember hitting y'all with this as well. To me, before we even get to the daughter thing, which everybody knows we're getting to, I thought that this verse in particular was the most impactful of all the verses. Because I was like, the daughter thing's cool.
Cass wasn't even talking about the pedophile. Everything was about this daughter thing, which I made a comment about.
And I remember telling everybody in the chat. I agree with you, Kyle. I remember telling everybody in the chat though. I said, "Hey, the daughter thing. I don't know. That would sound crazy that Drake would get hit by the same move. That sounds wild. But if there's any truth to this embassy getting raided stuff and pedophile stuff, he's in for a whole other scheme. So, and then when he mentioned LeBron and Curry, I was like, whoa. So I thought this was the most impactful verse in the game.
For sure, he a narcissist, misogynist, living inside his songs. Try to destroy families rather than taking care of his own. Or at your 11th birthday, singing poems with you. Instead, he being Turks, paying for sex and popping perks. A fucking dead beat that should never say more life. Meet the Grams.
God. Kendrick does specializes in voice tones, and he mastered that one right there.
Party, but truthfully, I don't have a hating bone in my body. It's supposed to be a good exhibition. Identities on the fence. Don't know which family will love you. The skin that you living in is compromised. Woman, you a body shamer.
Now I'm at that point too, though. The one thing I did say about this battle is it was super redundant, and this record was super hard to get through for sure, dog. It was definitely a downer. He did what he was supposed to do with it, but it was definitely a downer.
This was we can actually. I ain't gonna lie.
What?
We can go past these two.
What did he say?
It's all this perjury. You lied about your ghost riders. You lied about your crew members. They all pussy. You lied about your daughter, huh? You lied about them other kids that's out there hoping that you come. You lied about the fuck a rap battle. This a long life battle with yourself.
I get that. That's just some real shit right there, dog.
Honestly, even if we take the asterisk off, because I do think it's an asterisk on the record, especially since Drake, we don't have the daughter, so there's an asterisk on the record. But even if we take the asterisk off, there's still a lot of powerful stuff there that, like, again, I don't like going.
Why do we make all these concessions for him? We don't make no concessions for the Drake record. Everything about Drake is just bad timing, and the record got squatted on, and he's a possible pedophile. Like, everything is hook, line, and sinker on Drake. Nothing's sticking to Kendrick, which makes me, if I was a private investigator, that's what doesn't add up to me. The investigator of me, because I'm a very logical person, this doesn't pass the sniff test. This record does not pass the sniff test because this mug don't make sense. We're going to say, which I was the only person that I know said this, just because I know I understand Drake mind in a lot of ways, and I am I said
Drake mind is crazy.
That is crazy.
I do feel like I have. I said, dog, this dude being raised the way he was raised by a teacher, all the things, like, bro, this dude is a jerk, bro. He's a butthole, bro. He is a person who wants to, like, if he get on his bad side, he wants to hurt you, bro. And in my brain, what I said, dog, I almost have an inkling. I said in our chat, and I think y'all all missed it. I said, bro, I have a strange feeling that Drake might have leaked about him having it. I actually said this before this song, that Drake has a daughter. I said, I guarantee he probably leaked that to Kendrick in some sort of way to flip it on him. And I thought he was going to flip it on him on Family Matters. So when he didn't say it in Family Matters, I was like, man, well, maybe I was wrong. But bro, we know that this mug has shown no proof.
But what you mean though? How was he going to be able to flip it on him in Family Matters when this came after that?
But he dropped about the 11-year-old girl in the first record. He hinted on it in the first record. He just solidified it in the grams.
He ain't say. I think he said something about maybe a possible child. He ain't never said daughter or girl though.
Yeah, he didn't say daughter. I'm saying now that we know daughter, that's what I'm saying. But when he said you have a possible child, I'm like, man, I wonder if Drake dropped that and leaked that to him to make him think he got another child. Because what I thought Drake was wanting to do, because remember before this battle even happened, we all in our chat was having a conversation about how Pusha T won that battle based off of the child, right? Mm-hmm. And we was like, man, it's like that was like almost like a cheat code. Like if it wasn't for that, he would have lost. And so my deal was it was like Drake's greatest failure. And so my thought was maybe he will use that as a one-up strategy in this battle. So when he leaked that, that was my statement. Go back and look at the chat. actually made that statement. And for me,
Yeah.
but we know it now that was probably nonsense and was leaked, then why is that not a knock? Like, why is it not?
I was just getting ready. Before you started this, though, I was just getting ready to say
it should just throw a song.
So this is what I'm doing.
It's absolutely a bad. That's not a good thing. An asterisk on the record is a bad thing. That's a terrible thing.
Who's talking about it? Show me the podcast.
A podcast. That podcast I just put in. Rory and Maul. Rory shredded him.
Social culture. No, Rory's like the only cat. That's what I'm saying. The only cats who are loyal to Drake are bringing it up. I'm just talking about to your average fan, to your average podcaster, to your average D. Like everybody jumped on the it doesn't matter train. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if he's really a pedophile. And it really doesn't matter if Kendrick got fed information, which is the greatest chess move ever. And he doesn't, bro, none of it stuck. And that's crazy to me.
I would say it's in the fans, it didn't stick. But you had Rory, you had Gilly, and at this point in the battle, if you watch it is what it is. Cam and Mace was actually on the side of Drizzy at this moment because they wasn't feeling this angle when the pedo stuff that he was throwing on them, and they heard about the stuff being possibly some stuff that he fed them. It was some figureheads out there in hip hop that definitely was doing it. It's just the ones that don't. And then also, of course, academics. Of course, the loudest voice doing this. You know what I'm saying? The loudest voice doing this. But what I'm doing right now is the closest job of replicating like my in real time responses to this record. Yeah. To this record, when this came out, I said Drake was done because I didn't know if it was real or not. The whole daughter thing. So that was a huge thing, and I was like, bro, you can't come back from making the same mistake after making that mistake versus Pusha. And then also the angle, I was blown away by the angle. But immediately when I start seeing the possibility of this being stuff that he fed, I said, bro, this is the greatest chess move of all time. It does make Kendrick look like, because Kendrick in the earlier diss records was saying he wasn't digging for information on him. And a lot of times I'm gonna say just a small part of this right here. I felt like this was supposed to be about rapping from the start anyway. So I highly didn't see Kendrick going this route of getting T and just trying to expose him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I felt like this was going to be a battle of penmanship, MCing, actually cats barring up cats, and it wasn't that. So the moment that stuff came out about this record possibly being built on a lot of lies, and it was already a bunch of redundant things he had already said, that shifted me from saying Drake being done to Drake is actually winning. Because at that point, I had time to then go back and listen to Family Matters. Family Matters was still the best record of this beef, easily.
For sure.
I mean,
yeah, for sure.
When you talk about the shots, when you talk about the actual song being actually, you can listen to this mug even away from the beef. And then I felt like this dude gave him 3 joints in one. You know what I'm saying? Like, the beats was crazy. Everything from top to bottom, Family Matters is what it's supposed to be. But this move, I thought outdone it. It got debunked, the fact that the lies was coming out. And I still had Drake winning this beef. I'm talking about public perception, though. The fans was not shifting that way once the rumors came out about, yo, this is possibly fed information to him. And it wasn't looked at as the greatest chess move. It's hard to win over the internet. Once the internet swings one way, to think the pendulum is coming back, somebody almost got to die something at that point, bro.
I was the pendulum swinging in the first place, and that's my issue, bro.
It's like this, bro. Meet the Grams did this. That nigga Drake dropped Family Matters and went on a 20-year run. Meet the Grams come back. That nigga came back and came with a 25-0 run at that point with Meet the Grams off the angle alone. So even if we were believing this, right, as true, it was in favor of him at that point. And it's hard to unwind convinced minds like it really is.
I'm gonna tell you what the other, that's true. That's true. And I don't disagree with anything you brothers have actually said. Even though I didn't necessarily know if it was the greatest chess move, but it was up there. Definitely top 3. The issue was this, though. The reason why it's not the greatest chess move, though, as to him feeding him the information, is because what happens next after Meet the Grams is actually the greater chess move. Because what happens next a day later after Meet the Grams?
Not like us.
Let's
not like us.
Let's just go ahead and play the record.
But
that was great, bro.
I wouldn't say that was a great chess move. I'm
gonna tell you why.
Because here's the thing why. It was things that was happening off record that was letting us know, or at least being signs of what we were thinking about Meet the Grams and the content that was being fed to him was making us start to believe that to be true. Meaning, when he took down, I think it's the cover of Meet the Grams had the switch. That stuff was telling, right?
Now,
it was things.
We still got some things to talk about in regards to that.
Yeah, we do. I'm just saying that. I'm just again. I'm saying. I'm just thinking in real time. This is in hindsight. We'll get to that point how we believe. At that point, though, that was telling when you took that stuff down. You know what I'm saying? Like that looked different to us.
And Drake put up the Instagram post of, I'll do whatever. Show me who my 11-year-old daughter was.
Drake coming out saying some things
like,
But fellas, because I agree with y'all, and because we're actually not in opposition, is still why I'm saying it's the greatest chess move. Imagine Drake does the 20-0 run. We think the game is over. There's only 4 minutes left in the fourth. It's a wrap.
Yeah.
Kendrick comes in 2 minutes later, 25-0 run, right? And now we believe the game is called. Then people start questioning, start going back, start reviewing the game. Hey, wait a minute. We see some cheating going on. This, that, and the third. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, we getting ready to call this dude out. Hey, man. Boom, doo, doo. You now made everybody think about it. He's getting ready. So even if what you're saying is true, let's say the public opinion was getting ready to go, hey, wait a minute, what's going on?
Right.
A record plays out of nowhere that becomes the biggest bop in the city. And now it's almost like the MIB flash. People
Men in Black, they forgot everything. That I will say, in that regards, the way you paint that is incredible. A move. That is an incredible move. It's a chess move with another chess move. I will give you that. But if you somebody like me, bro, you sitting back, like I'm reading between the lines. Because that stuff was coming out, bro, about that Meet the Grams, I literally said this immediately. I said, I first wasn't even impressed by Not Like Us, and I'm still not. But I said, this seems like a desperate move to take the attention away from what we're believing about Meet the Grams. So that, because this battle was about narratives, really. What are we leaning towards, right? What are we leaning towards? In a lot, at that moment, you had overnight to think about that. Now, if you wake up that morning and you the thing about this, bro, Kendrick did a magnificent job with this. He kept roller coastering us. He took us down and then he made niggas want to go outside. Like that does shift somebody. And the other thing is, bro, is that we're so reactive, right? This is the reactive era. Reaction is everything. If you can get somebody to immediately move their opinion or just respond to something, you almost in the good likes of anything, business-wise, like your platform, anything. If you can drop something in real time, bro, and make people move, hey, bro, it's going to be in your favor. It don't even got to be good. It doesn't. And honestly, I believe that's what's happening right now with Not Like Us.
This is going to be great. You can go ahead and play that wax song.
Hey, play it. Play it. Let it roll.
Let it roll. Let me say that. No, let me say that. The reason why it's not the greatest chess move is because the success of that song and the dropping of that song, the reason why it exploded is the same reason why his first verse on that feature exploded. It's the same reason why he got a number one. That song went number one. It's the same reason. The reason is there are Drake haters, bro. And when you drop something like that, Cat saw Kendrick getting ready to go down based off the exposure. So fans came. It wasn't the song. It was the West Coast and the fans and the DJ. All these people who hate Drake said, we have to gas this record. And that's what happened. They gassed it because they knew it was over. After that song and then the reality of the thing starting to happen with the crumbling of Meet the Grams, bro, the world, every Drake, it was like a bat signal for all Drake haters to unite like the Power Rangers in a moment to slay the dragon, bro. That's all it was, bro. Because this song,
hey, man, I got a rebuttal after he's done, bro.
No, we gotta get to it. We gotta get to it. Yeah.
Was the solidification for me. After I heard this song, I didn't need to know nothing else. I totally understood what was going to be the narrative of this battle. What everybody's heart was exposed on this song right here. Go ahead and play it.
Psst, I see dead people. Hey, monster on the beat, ho, Debo, any rap nigga, he a freak though, nigga to the cross, he walk around like Tizo. What's up with these?
I'll tell you right now, dog. These niggas, dog. This song would be 10 times or more if that nigga, the Clippers wasn't out the playoffs. That nigga Russ would be at half court, nigga, at halftime.
Go ahead.
Yes, niggas trying to see Compton. The industry can hate me. Fuck them all, ain't too many options. I'm finna pass on this body. I'm John Stockton. Beat your ass and hide the Bible if God watching.
Hey, that's a crazy line.
That line, like I take some of these lines and I appreciate the lines more than the bars. That one, I appreciate that one for. I mean, more than the song, I appreciate that one for sure.
Sometimes you gotta pop out and show niggas. Certified boogeyman.
That's gonna be under so many. Sometimes you gotta pop out and show niggas.
Pop out and show niggas.
The way he said it.
Sometimes you see Carl, you gotta pop out and show niggas.
When they up to score with him, walking down whole time. I know he got some hoe in him, pull on him, extort shit, bully the flow on him. I'm certified lover boy, certified pedophiles. Wop, 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 wop. That fuck him up. Wop, 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 wop. I'ma do my stuff.
I hated that right there. I'ma do my stuff. That mug was terrible. I didn't know.
Yeah, that was trash.
I don't know how people. That's when I said this is.
Why do we not this rapidy rap nigga? Why do we not knock him for this ABCD rapping style?
I knocked him. That's why I said this.
Let me just say this though. Let me just say this, information wise. I'm not trying to cape for him. But that's Cali lingo though. That's not lingo we get down with. So it is one of those things that was kind of it don't matter to us.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. This is the gas section because if any other nigga does that rap, anybody else, we would say it was whack. It's only
I
because
I didn't like it, but it's not my culture.
I'm just saying. I'm saying. Period. Nobody's bumping this. If it wasn't Kendrick Lamar versus Drake, if this was a song that came out versus anybody else, if Kendrick Lamar put this out versus Rick Ross, nobody's playing this. This is a Drake gas section reaction, bro.
He trolling like a bitch, ain't you tired? Trying to strike a chord, and it's probably A minor.
That will go down as one. That's probably going to be his biggest quote. I got a lot of stuff to say about this record for sure. That's going to be his biggest quotable of his whole career, though. I will say that.
They not like us. They not like us.
I hate the hook, though.
Like us.
I can't. This hook is pretty trash, but it is what it is.
They not like us. They not.
Wait. I would only disagree from this standpoint. Me and KB have had this conversation in the past. When you make records for concert, sometimes you take an L on the actual listening pleasure. But when you imagine this at games, concerts, and events, and chanting from a crowd of thousands, it ain't trash then. I'm telling you it's not. It changes the dynamic.
I agree. And KB is the perfect person to say that because he stays putting out music and on tour. Kendrick does not. That's why I would say that's the difference between them.
They not like us.
For the summer, though. And anthem for the summer to have everything.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Same type of effect.
Like that. The song ain't, it's not, don't even.
This is the true this is the true example of a bop, though. This is everything of a bop. It's
like a,
that's what it is.
Hey, Kyle.
You think the Bay gon' let you disrespect Pop, nigga? I think that Oakland show gon' be your last stop, nigga. You ball boy, fetch Gatorade or something. Since 2009, I had this bitch jumping.
He was lying right there, nigga. He wasn't jumping in 2009. Come on. He must be talking about the West Coast basement or something.
Whoa, the other vaginal option. Pussy.
What's up?
When did Section 80 come out?
Section 80? It was before 2010, I want to say. He wasn't but he ain't started jumping for real until Good Kid. If you were an actual Kendrick Lamar fan if you was on Section 80. Overly dedicated and all that stuff. Like, he talking about he had the... Yeah.
And I'm hands on, he fuck around, get polished. Fucked on Wayne Grower, he was in jail. That's conniving.
That polish line was crazy. And see, that's what I mean. Some of the stuff Drake is self-inflicted. Like the nigga be rocking polish and stuff, bro. Like
I lean on you niggas like another line of walk. Yeah, it's all eyes on me and I'ma send it up the pot. Ay, put the roll label on me, I'ma get them dropped. Ay, how many stocks do I really have in stock? Ay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 5. Ay, freaky ass niggas need to stay their ass inside. Ay, roll their ass.
This is when I was
fresh packer.
I think the first time I heard this is when I turned it off though. It became something I was just like, are we laughing or are we laughing? like what are we doing, dog?
This song, if it was in any other context, would be a joke. Cats would be making fun of this song, dog.
Yeah. I agree. I believe it's more parody than it is actual real music.
It's gas.
Yeah, I mean, but the time of when you do things actually matters more than what you're actually doing in this era.
It had nothing to do with timing. This was what happened Saturday.
You know that.
Or Monday or Wednesday or next Friday. They would have
not true, bro. TikTok is a real contributor of how people make music. And this is perfect for this era. That's why I said the timing of this era, dog, of this record in this era.
Hey, word. I'm glad you're being objective, dog. Because at least you're a Drake fan and at least you can say, look, it don't gotta be this is not the hardest record in the world. But again, this is also part of a master strategy. And I'm gonna just say this because I know we got more to get to. But y'all listen, you can hate it all you want. The fact that if supposedly, let's say Drake told no lies, which I think is cap because I think both of them told lies. But let's say Drake told no lies. For you to have the drop on this dude, feed him information, and still get out strategized is a conversation.
It's not out strategized, bro. It's gassed. It's not out strategized.
Nah,
you're giving them.
You gotta have some more objectivity on that side, man. It's almost unreal what you're saying right now. You can say the record is not dope, but to think this is not a dope move after he just dropped that other stuff and we had that.
I started out the conversation by saying I respect Kendrick for some of the strategies that he used, and I said even the songs and the strategies that he used. I said both and. But bro, y'all gave him all that credit for the last song. When Drake literally made a song with Tupac and Snoop, who were dissing him and basically talking him, and then Drake does the same. I mean, then Kendrick does the same thing, but he talks to his kids. Like he basically got the idea from Drake, from having Pop and what's the name talk to him. Like to me, bro, you're giving all the credit and the narrative to Kendrick, not to Drake. Like Drake is getting nothing in comparison. We're giving all the strategy to Kendrick, no strategy to Drake.
All of us said Family Matters is the best record in this disc. We're giving him that, obviously.
We're giving him. It just is.
But I said, but if we were going off of, I think Drake dropped the best record in every disc, every rap beef he's ever been in, even in Dumpy Freestyle versus Pusha T. But that didn't, these lately, bro, as of music and rap beef, they're not being won by the music. They're being won by the angles and the way people are setting people up in a time, and it is. It's the facts.
Because Duppy was better than Story of Adonai.
Easily.
It didn't matter. It didn't matter. He got smacked by his own admission. It didn't matter.
What you got? What you got, man? Let me hear it.
It's an inconsistency that I have with your argument. Because you agree that the numbers that all these records, giving these dudes number ones, are because of Drake.
Yes.
So my issue is I'm arguing really the same point. That the reason why this is happening and exploding and why Cats is not big upping it and all the thing is the Drake effect. It's all the Drake haters, bro.
I wouldn't say, what you got to think, bro. Certain things are being received the way it is also because it's coming from Kendrick. If you give all these other records to somebody else and they wasn't Kendrick, they wouldn't hit the same either. So there is a Kendrick effect.
There's a Kendrick effect too.
There's a Kendrick effect at play as well. Do I believe the Drake effect is a bigger contributor? Well, yeah, he gave him the stage. He basically reached down and said, Kendrick, I invite you up to the main stage to go at it with me. Like, we're going to headline each other. That's what's happening in this battle. Now, when you do that, you got to make sure that nigga don't come and steal your show. And that's honestly what's been happening by the moves.
Okay, well,
I will say that's what's been happening.
By the biggest Drake fan I know. By the biggest Drake fan I know is saying that. Word is one of the biggest Drake fans I know, and he's being objective, family. You hate Kendrick so much, you're not even willing to be objective.
Kendrick, why are you saying this?
Well, now, come on, Phil. We do have a whole chat of history where if we were to pull anything out of there and show it to a third party, they would probably come away with somewhat of that belief.
Artists of our time. I just don't like this funk tavern drunk music that he make for black slaves. I don't like that music.
They finna get out of it. They finna get him out. We gotta, because this nigga tripping.
No
black
slaves. No plays.
Hey, this third verse is for few, bro. This third verse is for few, bro.
How timely, right?
I'm not no Black Panther, so no, that part I don't agree. That's just not my preference. But I say it's some of the greatest pieces of art. They should be in museums. They should do art exhibits. I went to go see the art exhibit for him. I'm not a Kendrick hater.
But let me speak to that though, because you're bringing up something as to why what I'm saying makes more sense for Kendrick in his effect. Kendrick, bro, so happened to blossom in an era where, bro, honestly, he's probably like a lot of the reason why it's gotten to where it's at. The woke movement, bro, and him doing his catalog in this era, if he does this in a different era, maybe it doesn't get received as much as what is getting received in this era because he stands for that, right? Consistently. He's like a woke hip hop child, bro, that everybody beloves from the hip hop world and community. I always said like he's sacred in the hip hop world. And he's the person that is going up against somebody. Hold on. He's the person that's going up against somebody that is seen by many as a culture vulture and somebody that appropriates many of cultures, right? So this is already an uphill battle from Drake from day one, the minute it kicked off. Easily. Sure. He's battling. Look, hold on. He's battling opposed to. Hold on. Before he's even battling Kendrick, he's battling people's minds of how they view him as a man, not even as a musician. That's like he's having to deal with that. That's truly what he was up against. And to try to unwind that about somebody that they also love at the same time way more than him, I think a lot of people actually love Drake music way more than Kendrick. But the person of these people that's vice versa. And that's truly why he was already at a disadvantage from that point. I think Drake had advantages in other spaces, but the opinion of him, he was already up against the fan.
Yeah, absolutely. He had disadvantages on every level. Another reason why you know it is because we've been on this argument for 2 hours and nobody's talked about the dude who's the biggest Black Power dude. There's actually more smoke. There's actually more proof that Kendrick beat his wife. But that doesn't get, that mug is like as if it doesn't exist. It's as if it never gets talked about. Because of the hate, bro.
No, this dude. We're going in the chronological order of these records. We spent a lot of time on Kendrick right now because he dropped back to back.
But he dropped back to back. Before Family Matters and Meet the Grams, he talked about it in Family Matters. Like it's still an aspect, but no, we're not talking about it. Kenny's definitely not going to talk about it. But I'm saying even us, like
we still got one more record.
It's the narrative of this conversation is that nobody is giving Drake any strap. This dude has beat his wife. He's pointed out that his wife is not following him on Instagram, that there are actual documents and publicist information on possibly having it covered up. All that's being exposed. But you could throw out there that he got a kid. You could throw out there that he's a pedophile, and it just gets ran with. We could throw out that he has this song now that's one of the wackest songs I've ever heard in my life.
Man, this dude
This songs I've ever heard in my life is a song you just played, and it's being held up as the biggest anthem and the dagger in the throat on Game of Thrones bro. It's
the irony of Kyle talking about Drake hate when he absolutely hates.
Yeah, you're the epitome of a. Hold on. Let me say this, bro. I've already been saying it. There was a live, active Drake hate train, and it started way before this battle ever happened. That exists. Drake and Brian are synonymous to me in that way. They're going to have people that wake up in 2024 that don't know nothing about them that will just naturally hate them. That's just what it is. That's just what it is when you're at an elk of where they are, especially when you are a Canadian Jewish light skinned nigga, bro. People are gonna look at you and not like you for just being you. We don't have to know nothing about you, bro. That's where Drake lies. Now, a lot of times that's in his favor, but unfortunately, in this hip hop world and community, that doesn't seem to work in his favor. Like cats don't like that. You good over that, Dad?
Yeah, my bad.
Let's finish it out.
Ay, city is back up, it's a must, we outside. Ay. They not like us, they not like us, they not like us. They not like us. Once upon a time, all of us was in chains. Homie still double down, calling us some slaves. Atlanta, same agenda. You run to Atlanta when you need a check balance. Let me break it down for you. This the real nigga challenge. You get your lingo up. What 21, get your false street cred. Thug make you feel like you a slime in your head. Ay, the family matter and the truth of the matter. Here was God's plan to show y'all the liar.
That's what I thought he was playing. He's playing. That entire third verse was a major reach to me. Major reach.
No, listen, it was a major reach for sure, but let me tell you this. Let me say this, though.
It doesn't matter. It's a
Let me tell you this, though. I'm going to tell you what's impressive. I'm going to tell you what's impressive.
He's lying. It doesn't matter with Kendrick. He can lie. He can make up stuff.
He can't just lie now.
He's out. He's out of it, bro.
He doesn't have to rap for real. This is the greatest. I mean, this had to be the easiest battle ever. He didn't have to really rap. He didn't have to use any real bars or rap skills. He didn't have to be a rappity rap. He don't have to have dope beats. He didn't have to do anything, but he still won. Why? That is crazy.
What you got, Kenny? What you finna say, man?
So two things. Let me just say this. In my mind, I know this will probably be disagreed upon because I've heard the narrative of the chat. In my mind, though, I wish we had time to go through Euphoria, because to me the most impressive rapping actually came on Euphoria with the double and triple entendres all throughout that song. That's number one. Number two, with this record, I did think he was trolling. I did think he was trolling to a certain degree to use that angle. But I'm going to tell you what I thought was impressive, even though I'm saying that the song does sound like a troll, which is hilarious. And also can be, let's say, points taken off of Kendrick for sure. Let's just say that. However, what I also thought was cool, in contrast to those points being taken off, was the fact that he, in some ways, was able to give a history lesson on a bop. And it didn't disrupt the continuity of the bop.
Now you're reaching. I'm about to get this. You're getting beyond that. I have to call you beyond that. You gotta give this nigga some extra credit because he was able to give a history lesson in a bop. Dog, now you're just talking just on another level of complexity where you appreciate things where people on the surface level ain't gonna appreciate that.
That's not wild though? Is that not wild?
I mean, you know what? That's a fun fact. That's all that is.
Because it's a Drake effect, bro. If he put out this song versus anybody else, we are laughing at Kendrick. We are destroying him for it. If he put this song out about anybody else that's breathing on the planet Earth, Obama, President Biden.
Hold on now. How do we get to the presidents?
If he puts out this song versus anybody else, we are excoriating him.
Oh, yeah, what happens at the end of this?
Freaky ass nigga here, 69
This is what
dog.
I was really
Freaky
done. I mean, 69 dog. That mug was just, okay. He got beside himself when he got to that point. But I mean, at that point, bro, why not?
Bro.
Why not, man? I mean,
winning, you can do whatever you want. You can spit on it. It reminded me of when Donald Trump said, "I can stand in the middle of." I can stand in the middle of New York, in the middle of the road, and shoot somebody in the head. Now, people still vote for me. That's exactly what he did.
Just insanity, dog.
That's
All right, man.
The same exact situation.
Pulitzer Prize winner is definitely spiraling. I got your fucking lines tapped, I swear that I'm dialed in. The paperwork of the cabinet is filed in. 1090 Jake would've took all the walls down. I am a war general, seasoned in preparation. My jacket is covered in medals, honor and decoration.
When Drizzy get in this type of bag though, bro.
It's not even really close, bro. It's really not, bro. This is so insane to me, dog.
Hey, when Drizzy get in this type of bag, bro.
And Cat said about this record, like the comments on this record took me to a point where I didn't even want to discuss the battle no more. Because Cat said on this record, it sounds like he was just like, it was the white flag. Like he was waving the white flag. He was saying,
let's not jump the gun.
We plotted for a week and then we fed you the information. A daughter that's 11 years old, I bet he takes it. And you gotta learn to fact check things and be less impatient. Your fans are rejoicing, thinking this is my expiration. Even you dumb and reactive, nigga, I'm petty with dedication.
I love
what about the bump? Why isn't Whitney denying all of the allegations? Why is she following Dave Free and not Mr.
Pause that. Now, we're not gonna let him get off the hook with that. Why? Answer the question, man. Why?
So you know here's the thing.
Woman on the face of the earth, with all the Me Too, with all the love for your kids, with all the things, you got kids who gonna hear this. Why?
I'm gonna say this.
This is what real men ask. No, this is the problem I got. This is the questions that real men ask. Why?
Don't pick and choose. Don't pick and choose. Don't real men me. Don't real men me about domestic violence. Don't real men me about pedophilia.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody questions. Everybody questions. Everybody does. Why we not questioning
those questions? You didn't ask those questions until it came to you.
I did ask those questions.
Drake questions. Where were those Drake questions, Kyle?
No. What's happening right now? Hey, what are we debating right now?
Bro,
come on, Kyle. You got to keep it 1,000. You didn't ask no questions to Drake.
Stay on topic. I said all of us, every human being that has a pulse has to question whenever you hear pedophilia. So I was including myself when I was making that comment. All of us have to investigate pedophilia, okay? I was looking for proof. There absolutely was none. The closest thing you had was him with the girl on the joint, and that mug she got on public television, and on the internet, and shut that mug down. But tell me what woman with kids who are gonna hear this is not gonna say that's a flat out lie.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say this.
I don't know, bro.
No. I think that's fair. From what I'm also hearing though, listen what I'm saying.
Fair. Beating women ain't fair. I need to hear why.
Who said that?
Hold on now.
Who said that, bro?
I done lost everything after that. The niggas just went off the screen.
No one said beating women is fair. I was getting ready to get into my point.
This nigga said beating women ain't. That was just nuts. Hold on, man.
Absolutely not. Who said that?
Dog, that was almost I think it just went off by itself at that point, bro. Beating women.
This cat trying to make it seem like I'm advocating for domestic violence. No, bro. Ain't nobody said no crap like that. What I'm saying to you is this. I'm saying your point to bring up, where's the denial, all of that, is absolutely fair. It's right to bring up. And if Kendrick Lamar did put his hands on this girl, he's not only is he out of pocket, a lot of the things he said in Meet the Grams, some of them things apply to him too, brother. So I don't know what's going on. That's number one.
There you go. I like that. There you go.
Right. Facts. Number two. Here's what I'm also hearing that we got to deal with. According to people who are close to that side, who are not necessarily part of this camp, just people who are in the know, there is a Not Like Us video coming, and supposedly, what is being reported is that Whitney and Dave Free are both in that video.
Oh,
in a stand of solidarity to say, yo, a lot of what you talking about ain't necessarily going to happen.
I ain't gonna lie. Hey, but look, Few, if that happens and it's coming true, that is a move of all moves.
We go to La La Land for now. We at an imaginary video that possibly might come out, bro. Let's not talk.
That's the number one record in the world. Why wouldn't they put a video to it?
About records in real time. So can we stick with records in real time? This song came out, and the question for me: why is there dead silence and no accountability on the fact that this man said that you beat your wife and he points out that your wife is silent. He's pointing out that your wife is silent. What woman, I don't hear nothing about waiting on 2-3 weeks. What woman immediately doesn't get on national television, Instagram, Twitter, and say, now listen, that is not true.
Momentum. Hey, look, I ain't gonna lie, bro. A lot of cats done pointed this out, bro. He picked like when it came to whether we want to say it's the truth or the better of each evil. Like one is seen. Look, bro. They are both terrible things, right? But I kid you not, brother. Somebody brought this to the chat. You will have a bunch of black women that will stand next to the person that is causing a lot of domestic violence for them and won't come out and say much and stick through the relationship. Now, the pedophile thing, bro, woman is sacred. The kid is the most sacred in most eyes. You see what I'm saying? That's just it was just a matter of that. And then also, honestly, it's the momentum, though. Like this record.
My issue is even if she don't support him, why are we supporting him?
I'm not supporting none of that stuff. The other thing is, though,
okay, if she doesn't respond, because you're right, even there are a lot of women, I ain't gonna say just black, there's a lot of women who will, like, because of the trauma or whatever, stick up for the dude and lie for him. Yeah. She's not even doing that. She's not coming to his defense. And for us as men in hip hop culture, the fact that we're not questioning that and saying, I'm okay if you say both of these dudes are canceled, both of them. I have an issue with both of them, but here's the issue. We are dead silent on the Drake matter. That's why I said where there's smoke with this situation with Drake hate, there's fire, bro. The fact that we're ignoring
let me provide a
black power.
Go real quick. Go real quick.
Real quick, let me provide some balance. Kyle, you're not wrong. I actually think that if both of these brothers are even guilty of half of the stuff that's been said against them, we should probably get rid of them both in real life, right?
In real life. Both of these niggas should get thrown out the window in real life.
Kendrick Lamar and Aubrey Graham both. We need to have a conversation with both of them cats. So let's let the accountability show in this podcast. This is number one. Number two, I'm gonna say this. Let's take a page out of Jesus's book, though. In this regard, when he was accused by the Sanhedrin and all of that, one thing that was an ultimate chess move was that he stayed quiet. One of Drake's missteps was not the fact that I understand things being wrong said against you and you feeling the need to defend yourself. We all feel that, but in the court of public opinion, one of the missteps in my mind was when not just him saying, where was the paperwork, whatever. I was cool with that. But when he started getting into this idea, and we're about to get into it in the record, when he goes, if I was sleeping with kids, I would have been arrested already. I'm too famous for that. Oh, no. Because at some point, when you start addressing certain things in a certain way, and it's just like anybody, this is real life. Somebody gets too defensive, now we got to start asking, man, what's really going on with you? Even if it's nothing. And what I'm saying is, in the court of public opinion, I'm only talking about public opinion right now. I'm only talking about public opinion. That's why people responded to this record and said, "Yeah, he's going off, but there's parts of it I don't understand."
That stuff. I wasn't on the side of that because I mean,
dog, I'm not staying silent on radio.
Even with the angle, even with the angle of somebody saying somebody becoming so defensive that it seems like they're now almost convicting themselves. I mean, the nigga waited almost 4 or 5 records before he really actually addressed it. Like, I wouldn't say he was actually too defensive at all. At this point, I got to now start protecting my bottom line and start thinking about my partnerships and relationships because, hey, we seeing what's going on with...
You need to make a public statement saying that this is not...
Yeah, you got to clear your name because if you don't, then we may clear you off of your name with being with us. That's what... It's an ultimatum at that point.
I think Kendrick's silence, though, in the court of public opinion, actually helped his approval rate, though. The fact that he didn't even touch it helped his approval. I'm talking about.
His silence on what? What are you talking about?
So what I'm saying is, here's what I'm saying. Just follow me. I think we all agree on the reality of these issues, right? And the fact that as a man, there's certain things Drake had to do on the reality front. We don't disagree here. Here's what I'm trying to let both of you guys know, though. In the court of public opinion, the internet, etc. The reason why I feel like Kendrick even gets to skate even what Kyle is saying, even though Kyle makes an astute, accurate point, is because he was so silent about even the allegations. He made it seem like I don't even got to dignify that with a response. And the public ate that up. They were almost like, you know what? If Drake must be lying because he don't even feel the need to address it. people started feeling that way. And here's the thing. Before you react, I'm not saying that's right. But I am saying strategically, that was a move that aided him. It wasn't right, but it aided him. His silence made it seem like Drake is just out here saying stuff.
Yeah,
and people begin to believe it that way.
I believe there's an audience. Go ahead.
There was not a question about Kendrick's silence. That's my problem, bro. I feel like we are changing the narrative for Kendrick. The goalposts keep getting moved.
The goalpost is moved, yeah.
Why does the hip hop community not demand or question or say anything about the fact that this woman who has not defended this man and said, no, she has kids?
No, I agree. I believe
we agree.
I agree 1,000% with that, bro. I believe a lot of the hip hop community wanted to pick the narrative that was just more entertaining or believing in their regard. Like the narrative of this record was that he was waving a white flag opposed to Kendrick needs to answer, because he did. At least he addressed a lot of the things that people say if he don't say nothing, then you're also saying you done these things as well. Now, if you're saying something, you're too defensive. If he was in a lot of lose-lose situations, bro, he was. And also being that he's Drake, bro, honestly, I'm going back to just who's in these shoes dictating a lot of how we're now viewing what's happening to these people. I think if you swap these people, and you said it earlier, bro, if you swap the lies on each other or just swap who they actually were, it's a lot different as well. Things were more in benefit of Kendrick, I think, because he's actually Kendrick as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I just think a lot of this stuff, bro, he was just fed the short end of the stick. And honestly, bro, it didn't help. And we'll try to get to this as well, that it was so many other people helped drive this narrative of just painting him a certain way. The Rick Ross antics was also aiding this narrative with Kendrick. Everything was going on. I mean, it was, and then Metro booming. I mean, we'll get through it. Let's try to get through this.
Why is she following Dave Free and not Mr. Morale? You haven't seen the kids in 6 months, the distance is wild. Let's get to that now. This Epstein angle was the shit I expected. TikTok videos you collected. Instead of being on some disdirect shit, you rather fucking grab your pen and misdirect shit. My mother wait a second. That's fuck me. I just made the whole connection. This about to get so depressing. This when your father leave you home alone with no protection. So
this is when he start talking. This is what you was talking about for you. This is when he's got the red dot on your chest. He's going at the soul at this point. And this is what I mean, bro. Like, he definitely got in that bag on this record, and it needed answers. It needed a response. This shouldn't have went no response. He definitely should have.
That's why.
Say it one time.
The hip hop culture didn't demand it. That's why
the hip hop culture didn't demand it. The hip hop culture lost and won in a lot of ways in this battle.
They did, bro.
Yeah, I agree.
They lost and won in a lot of ways. And it's a nasty thing because it just forced people to have to just ride whatever they roll with.
Never known affection. I don't want to dish you anymore. This really got me second guessing.
I did hate that stuff though. That is the stuff that I didn't want to hear from Drake. You don't say that.
Right. This is the stuff that opens him up for criticism. Like it or love it. Like it or love it. You can't say this. You can't say, I'm done dissing you. I don't want to fight you no more. I'm going on vacation. This isn't worth it. Yeah. It sounds like you're saying, I'm good. You don't have the right to do that in this arena right now.
It was certain point. We didn't react to the Taylor made freestyle, but this is where Joe was snapping at. Back to push-ups. Don't make me wake the demon up. All that stuff. And then he was like, nah, you got to respond to this one this time, brother. We ain't going to let you off the hook. That type of energy, bro. And then you connect it to what you said on this record. You can't have it in it. You got to keep the same energy, Drizzy. Like, you can't.
That's Drizzy.
That's self-inflicted.
See, I didn't take it that way. I felt like what he was saying was like, got me second guessing, meaning like almost like I feel sorry for you. Like I because based off of what he just got done saying, I'm bringing up your past, I'm bringing up your trauma. Like, dag, man, I feel sorry for you. Like, it got me second guessing. I'm having to just, you know what I mean, dig all in your stuff because you didn't, you know what I mean, like that way. But I ain't take it as no like.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's why you gotta be, if you a dog, you gotta be per dog K9 chest only. Like after Meet the Grams, what are we talking about at that point? You can't have no soft or signs of weaknesses at that point if you Drizzy. It's over. Right. It's up. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's up.
Let me tell you something. I agree with that word. I know we got to get to the record, but I agree with that word from this standpoint. Kyle, what you're saying makes sense. However, when he goes where he goes and goes to hell, I don't care if I'm talking about your family trauma at this point.
Don't matter.
What you've addressed and Meet the Grams, I'm going there. So
I'm
what?
going there.
Ain't no feeling sorry for you. So what? That's where Drake, in my opinion, it was kind of like, don't do this for him. Don't do it for him.
Yeah, I didn't take it as genuine. I took it as sarcasm, bro.
Yeah, but you have to think. Everybody ain't thinking on that learning, that level of intelligence where you saying you may have thought about it from this way. Just hearing that from a naked ear, it sounds like you may just be waving a white flag, like without even seeking your teeth into it. You can't open yourself to that.
And I'm cool with your breakdown, Kyle, because in my mind, I thought about that too as I listened to the record, but I was like, public perception is not going to bode well with that. Yeah, it's just not.
Promise I'd have been arrested. I'm way too famous for the shit you just suggested, but that's not the lesson. Clearly there's a deeper message.
He rapping nice, but he just wasn't going at it the right way with them lines, bro.
I think those lines didn't help him.
It didn't, Doc. It gave too much. You gave too much people to put their mouth on pause. That was crazy.
And how they got infected. Wow. Like if Dave, I'm praying you recover from both incidents, but you a piece of shit, so this shit really no coincidence. Drake is not.
I like that. He was up and down,
bro. He was showing the same sarcasm statement that you could have said that statement was soft, but he ended with the negative on it. Like replay that verse.
I like, bro, but that's what I'm saying. You can't.
But why do we
one foot in, 1 foot out?
Yeah, but it's the same record. Like he's doing a whole thing of like dag, I hate out here, dag, I wait out in here, and then he say, but you a piece of crap. It's the same thing Kendrick did.
Kendrick did do that, and I knocked him for it. When Kendrick started saying all that stuff like I don't have a hating bone in my body, like my nigga, I can't believe you at that point. You just said you want niggas like
that's soft. Nobody says that's waving a white flag because of what he says at the end. But Drake says it at the end. You a piece of crap, so that's why I'm doing it. But then he's the softest dude. He waving a white flag. Like, bro, that's just so bro. That mug is straight Drake hate, bro. But go ahead, man.
No, I wouldn't say all that, bro. Kendrick got knocked for that stuff too. Even if I don't know how much you looked into people covering it. Like it was some objective. Like the way you described the battle is you believe that there was never a time where it was a lot of people that was ever in favor of Drake. Like it actually.
All that. What I'm saying is the overall narrative now that we have all the information. I understand in the moment a lot of like even you, like I said, like I understood Cat's what's the name about the 11-year-old daughter. Like I got it in the moment, but I'm saying now that we know, we've seen this thing in the big picture, and we're making comments ultimately about okay, who we feel like won, all these things. I feel like, bro, you gotta go back and say, well, this don't count. We gotta knock for this. Why are we not talking? Like that's my issue.
Nah, I agree. It was definitely some.
A minor, but niggas gotta be sharp and tell the fans who was it. You thought you left D flat, D major.
He come from a class of battle rap with the butter. I will say this: Drake rebuttals was massively better than anything that Kendrick really didn't even rebuttal. He didn't really respond to much.
He did nothing, bro.
It played in Kendrick's favor because he just never gave the attention to what he was saying. But if you're grading this from a skill level of rapping and what Cass was responding to, rebuttal wise, yeah. The score was up for Drake.
Even though, no disrespect, B Sharp is not on the musical scale, but we don't have to talk about that. B Sharp is technically C. He's still good. I'm just letting y'all know. Technically, B Sharp doesn't exist.
B Sharp
just want to be fair. But
technically,
we got you.
He wanted D major. You know that exists though, right? It was more.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah,
it was more in there.
Throw with the razor and do
Kenny trying to take away anything from Drake.
No, hey, Drizzy was rapping, dog. I'm not hating. I'm just saying we got, I'm just.
It was Kendrick rapping. Yeah.
Cross air like that one flight
That's
from
what
Malaysia.
if it was Kendrick rapping, Cass wouldn't even went and looked at the musical scale on that mug.
Oh yeah, they wouldn't even care if there was a musical scale.
I bet Cass probably didn't even know.
Fucking with Whitney's, not Millie Bobby Browns. I never look twice at no teenager. And more records, I'll see you later. Yeah, maybe when you meet your maker. I don't want to fight with a woman beater.
What's up?
That line wasn't taken well either, only because it was like, I get what he's saying, but see you later, and then I'm about to hear something about vacation in about 4 bars. I get it, but
I thought he was hitting at this mug not being over, actually. I don't think it's over. We'll get to it.
Yeah, we will. Keep going.
Is going to a hypocrite. I don't understand why these people praise you. Sounding like you sent him commissary when he needs some paper. Album.
Yeah, he feel it. Drake. I know Drizzy does feel what's going on, though. I don't even know why these people praise you. Like, that's...
It's a hypocrite, bro. This dude straight up was an advocate for R. Kelly, bro, and we ignore it. Wait. No. Facts.
That's not a fact. Hold on.
Documented out of his own mouth. I'll pull my music. Like, bro, stop it, man.
Wait. No. This is not even dot apology. Like, I'm telling you straight up. The reality of the situation is, if we're being honest, 90% of the black people you know are still R. Kelly apologists, bro. Let's just be honest. And that's the problem.
That's facts.
We got to keep it 1,000 on that. Dot doesn't get any more incriminating than the rest of the
Dot was hypocrites with the white hypocrites.
What Dot already said publicly. Black people are saying what Dot said publicly, privately. Let's not act like, if that's the case, give flex to your cousin, your nephew, your aunt, your sister, your niece, and whoever else still bumping R. Kelly at events. Stop that, man.
Now he shouldn't be benefited the grace as if he wasn't Kendrick, though.
Bro, we're talking about street.
Oh, I agree. That's cool too. I'm just saying,
playing his music versus somebody advocating for somebody willing to take his music down, and you say, if you do that, I'm going to pull my music. So because you want to keep that man's music, his legacy, and all these, and his money flowing, bro. Like, that's different, bro. To use your platform for black power, black engagement, upliftment, and that's what you do. But we give them a pass, bro.
Yeah,
the pass should make you say what's going on in hip hop culture. Which the only logical answer is Drake hate.
Now, hold on. You know people don't look at hip-hop through a moral lens at all, though. You know that. Niggas, I don't even do that. If I did that, I wouldn't play none of these niggas. Like, come on. You know that, though. You know hip-hop, and that's why I say we don't look at hip-hop through them. It's entertainment more than anything for these niggas out here, dog. They don't care about that.
Now, I'll say this before we go back, though. Kyle, if you're making the point and you're jumping into your bag as a proprietary for the gospel, essentially, and you're saying, hey, y'all shouldn't be playing these niggas because essentially they all blah 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 and looking at through a moral lens. If you go in that route, I ain't gonna disagree with you. But if we're talking anything else, come on now, bro.
Nigga, I Fantasia. Whitney, you can hit me if you need a favor. And when I say I hit your back, it's a lot safer.
Yeah. And when I say I hit your back, it's a lot safer. I'm with that with that.
That was fire.
I'm with that with that.
That was fire. Yeah, that was fire. That was fire.
Flag, bro.
If you need
I'm not gonna lie, this shit was some good exercise.
See, like, this is the stuff. This is the stuff.
Get out.
Off the record, dog. Stop
you would
talking.
be a worthy competitor if I was. It is what it is. You definitely got this shit burnt the fuck out though. Like, drop the West Coast one and try.
This is when all the cockiness and the stuff got too much to his head. He just feeling himself too much right now. He didn't check the temperature right on this one. He didn't check the temperature when he got to talking on this one, dog.
And cover that up. I would like that one. That would be some shit I could dance to if you wasn't. I'm happy I can motivate you.
I like that.
Bring you back to the game. Like,
I do like that.
But just let me know when we get into the facts.
Never got this much music from Doc.
Everything in my shit is facts. You know, you to return the favor. Like,
thank you.
Yeah, man. He was speaking confidently on there. He say everything in his is facts. Which is, I just wish you'd say some of that stuff. Man, dog, let me, that was insanity, dog. Man, some fun facts about this mug, though, man. This mug, man, multiple records came from the battle that landed into the top 10. Not Like Us debuts number 1. I will say that is a direct reflection of the Drake effect. I will say that. Because this nigga done disappeared again, dog. This nigga, man.
I'm back.
What's going on over there, dog? This nigga has never debuted number 1 as a solo act at all in his career. And I'll say this, bro. Not Like Us will go down as his biggest record of all time, bro. Easily. I don't even have to think about that more than twice. Euphoria comes in at 3, dog. Like That, still up there going crazy. Family Matters, number 7. And then even a couple of other records. Push Ups was in the top 10. Meet the Grams was in the top 15, and Meet the Grams was in the top 15 as well. So, yeah, man, pretty nuts when it come to the stats of this mug, bro.
Yeah.
I don't think we ever seen a rap battle at all to this magnitude and the degree it got to. They are probably the 2 biggest artists in rap. Drake being probably a top 3 artist in music right now. Man, is it safe to say this is the greatest rap battle of all time in hip hop history? What do we feel?
I've watched rap.
Go ahead, Kyle.
Go ahead, dog.
Being my age, man, I've seen pretty much every major rap battle that has happened on this planet since rap was a thing for real, except for some of those East Coast old school joints. But bro, this one by far, it's not even close, man. This by far had the most energy, the best quality of I feel like artists going back and forth. You could say the Nas and Jay-Z, but what a lot of people don't know is when that beef happened, Nas had already kind of fallen off. And Jay-Z wasn't really at the peak of his career. It kind of helped his career, you know what I mean? Also, I just feel like you got some really good records out of this mug. Like you got some really good records. Majority of them, I give Euphoria, obviously, to Kendrick, but outside of that, the rest of the mugs to me is pretty trash. But Drake has some dope records, bro. So
yeah. Yeah, man. I think it's easily the greatest rap battle of all time. I can't even think of, even outside of just that, one of the greatest moments of hip hop all time. I mean, being that we in 2024, bro, in the amount of music that we got in the time that we got it, it's going to be hard to ever think that it can be replicated again anytime soon, in our lifetime at least. When I think about the records, bro, if I'm ranking like best records of this mug, I think 2 of them will go down as top 5 to 10 diss records of all time. It's going to be crazy because I believe Drake going to have 2 of the top 5 of all time when you throw in back to back. But Meet the Grams to me, bro, if we not even thinking about, because I think us, just like how when you think about a lot of diss records in hindsight, you're not talking about if things were actually true or not. You're just observing the record. Meet the Grams, I think, is going to get that same type of approach when people think about it. And I think it's going to age into one of the greatest of all time as well. I got Family Matters, of course, up there easily being the best record of the beef, which I think those 2 records, man, make this easily one of the greatest rap battles of all time. I don't know if it's actually over because 4 records from each is already insane, bro. From tier A guys is nuts. Like, I don't think anybody else probably would have been willing to go that far with either one of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they even could have. So I would say easily it's the greatest rap battle of all time for me, man.
It's right there. If it's not the greatest, it's right there at the top. I mean, cultural impact easily. I don't think anything has shifted the culture as much in the time when we needed it, especially. So like it already, like you got to think Taylor Swift dropped during some of this rap beef, and it totally stole her thunder,
brother.
And she's between her and Beyonce are the two biggest artists in music. Not, you know what I mean? Not rap, not R&B, in music. And so to take her thunder away goes to show you how much the impact was of this battle, where people were waiting on disses and waiting on releases and waiting on drops.
Let me say this, dog. It stole the thunder in a lot of people worlds. I mean, the girl did sell 2 million in the first week. I mean, but I understand what you mean. You know what I mean? I have to say that for the viewers, and I know some Swifties may just come across this at any moment. You don't want to go to war with them. That's probably the only cast that Kendrick don't want to go with.
No, facts. Let me tell you something.
You lose before it starts.
Hey, Swifties, if you're listening, Taylor Swift is a jewel to the culture, and we love her supposedly. Anyway, with that being the case, I would just say, yeah, battle wise, man, this is one of the better records. I mean, one of the better battles ever. I probably would have it number one, just thinking off top. But yeah, thinking off top, this would probably be number one, for sure. And I would say this, you know, Drake is taking a lot of flack right now, but in objectivity, I think we'll look back and say, man, this dude didn't necessarily duck smoke. And he may have took a few chinks in his armor, but he always fought valiantly and produced amazingly throughout some of those losses. Like, again, he lost to Pusha T. He admitted as much. But again, if you ask me, Duppy Freestyle is one of my favorite records. You know what I'm saying? Just his cadence, his flow, his confidence. Freestyle. I love his rapping ability. So, you know, listen, sometimes even in a loss, you get dubs. And I think, like, looking back on this, it may be a loss, but it's going to be a loss that I think in hip hop lore puts him still in an amazing position, and even bumps up his status because of what he was able to do against an entire culture. And also, let me say this in objectivity as well, because I definitely don't want it to be one of those things where this becomes one-sided. Drake was also fighting more people than just Kendrick, right? So that 20v1 had a lot of realness to it, and him holding his own against an entire culture. I'll say this: if Drake took a loss to Kendrick, then he's got 19 W's that he got from everybody else, because he got Future up out of there, he got Weeknd up out of there, he got who else? ASAP. We'll probably never hear an ASAP record. He probably got him up out of there. So he's got 19 dubs and 1 loss. I'll take it. If I'm Drake, I'll take it. I'm
gonna be totally objective. I'm gonna say Drake went 18-2 in this, dog. I honestly do got to give a dub to Metro. What Metro did with BBL Drizzy, I don't like it. I don't love it, but I see what's happening with it. And that's almost, if it may had words on it, it may be a synonymous to Not Like Us. Honestly, to keep it a bean. So, but yeah, no, to speak to that 18-2
ain't bad.
18-2. Yeah, he went. Drake went 18-2, dog.
You feel what I'm saying? So, we're not going. This is not a place where even for me or whatever the case would be, where Drizzy's gonna get disrespected. Yeah. What he was able to do even in this battle against an entire industry, he showed up. He showed up and he produced quality. Period. Which is what he's going to do continually, and he deserves a lot of respect for what he produced. So this is one of the best battles, literally, of all time, and I hope that this continues to age like wine, because both of these dudes showed up big time.
Oh yeah.
I would say that Pac Big battle was greater, but technically Big didn't really battle back. Like, it's really just hit him up. Hit him up was such a crazy song. It was, but actually it proves your point, because Tupac, obviously, from all purposes we can realize, is that he never slept with Faith. But just him, the strategy of having that picture with her and then dropping that record and putting that picture out at the same time was very smart. Now,
wait a minute. Hold on now, Kyle. Are you telling me that a lie and strategy could somehow sway public opinion for 30 to 40 years? No way Kyle would agree with that. There's no way Few would be sitting here telling us that Pac used amazing strategy, lied blatantly, didn't do what he said he did, and the whole entire culture still say amazing work, and we have to actually go fact check years later to figure out that he was lying. Man, that's amazing. That's crazy.
That's what I said.
That's amazing.
That's what
Here's the problem, though, bro. The issue was because Big never came back. That's the issue. It's like he allowed him to keep the narrative. If Big would have came back, put out Proof, him and Faith, the whole deal, that could have completely turned on Pac as a straight up liar, lying on women and all the things. And I think it would have took a lot of gas out of it. The issue why that record still stands where it does is because Big did not respond and Drake didn't do that. Also, I think I don't want to make light of just from a hip hop history standpoint, the NWA, the Eazy-E, Dr. Dre beef was a huge beef, man. And then was some records going back and forth because Real Compton City G's is in the top 5 like battle records ever. That mug was crazy. And that mug was a hit. I'm talking about played in every club, every party. Real Compton City G's could come on right now and half of the club is going to rap that mug. You know what I mean? So that's all.
I would say that Big and Pac stuff, bro. It was. I mean, you just even being a cat that wasn't in the times where that was going on, knowledgeable for me. The fact that the way that when you look at the movies and the biopics, and that's always something that is hugely being put in the story. I mean, it just goes to show you how massive, that took a toll on hip hop and had people, just mouth wide open. Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of things that was going on outside of just the music that was being put out as the reason why that was so intensified. And I think it's hard to kind of compete with anything like that. Now this stuff, Drake house getting shot up and stuff like that, it is looking kind of crazy. I ain't gonna lie, like a Canadian nigga getting shot at, due to being somewhat connected to a beef sounds kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I think in that regards, when those kind of elements come into play when it's a beef happening, yeah, it makes it more greater because you now affecting now cat's livelihood. Before the shooting at Drake house, we didn't have nothing else to talk about other than just the music and just whatever was on the internet. So I will say that type of stuff will make it more at a greater level. Man, who y'all think out-rapped who in this battle, man? Rapping, the actual ability of rapping and not the T.
We didn't touch every record. I want to be objective. My favorite rapping probably came from Drake's the joint.
Well, let's not. We all heard every record in the beef though, right?
Yeah, but I'm saying we didn't cover every record. So to me, the most impressive pen work, in my opinion, came from Euphoria, Kendrick Lamar, which we didn't cover because the way our podcast ran. There's so much stuff in there, and here's the thing: what I would encourage people to do is there's a dude from Canada.
He got to encourage people to do something. That's where
No.
You have to start aligning sources for some appreciation to be. That's crazy. But go ahead, rock out.
I'm only saying this because I remember when I first said this in the chat and I was moving around and other stuff. There was other factors, but I said this and Cass was like, "Break this down for me. Give me a breakdown." And I was like, "Fam, I don't have time to break down everything that's in there. But if you are looking for it, holler at me. I can give you the resources for that to show you how intricate that really was. It was incredible." So my favorite rapping came from Euphoria, but I think I don't even know. I would say overall the bigger display of rapping though came from Drake.
Okay, I was about to remind you of the question. Yeah, we wasn't talking about just who had the best verse or performance. I think you can pick you probably could go with Euphoria as a person that thinks that's that. Collectively though, I wanted to know.
Collectively I'll go Drizzy. Yeah, collectively I'll go Drizzy.
Is that a bigger deal to you when you rank it? Since we all probably agree on this answer, so we don't spend a whole lot of time. But my question really to you is, and to both of y'all is, the fact that the dude who's not really the rap dude, the dude who's known as the singer, the dude who's soft, like the fact that he out-rap the rapidy rap of the rapidy rap nigga, like that ain't a huger, that's not a bigger knock.
Now you're doing something that's almost synonymous to what Kenny was just doing though. You're now trying to paint something as to why something should get more appreciation. I don't care about none of that stuff on either side. I don't care because Drake, in my mind, Drake has never been a guy from day one that was the singing rap nigga. The nigga was a backpacker from the start. So if you really know his catalog, that's not the narrative you even look at this nigga. He been out rapping niggas to me from day one.
Timestamp Drizzy is a thing. Period.
I 100% agree. But all I heard coming into the battle when it was a battle was Drake better leave him alone. You know, Drake don't want none with the like. This is a real rappity rap
That's
nigga.
Kendrick. That's Kendrick fans. That's Kendrick fans.
Hey, let me say this. No. Let me be clear. I'm never ducking smoke, so let me put my name on this. I did say Kendrick is the boogeyman. And here's the thing. We're sitting here May. I won't even give people the date, but we're sitting here in mid-May, and I think the culture agrees that Kendrick's the boogeyman still. You may not like how he got it done, but I'll say this as well. I'm a big-time boxing fan, and I think this relates to this battle because we're talking about a fight. Sometimes
this nigga, he finna go down this.
No, I'm just being honest. No, Floyd Mayweather, somebody we respect, 50-0, who's never lost in the ring, said this. Styles make fights. The way I break somebody down one way may not be the way that I break another opponent down another way. If I'm fighting Pacquiao, I may bring the fight to him because Pacquiao was used to backing people up and coming forward. So I may come forward when I fight him. But against a dude like Canelo, I may stand back and be more defensive. I think Kendrick, again, I think Kendrick, if we're talking about, hey, Drake, give me your best verse. Hey, Kendrick, give me your best verse. If you ask me personally, I still stand where I stand. I think Kendrick is the better technical rapper, even though I don't disrespect Drake's pen. Drake is a problem in and of himself. However, Kendrick did not need to do that to win this battle. And honestly, he chose the right choice by not being the overall rappity rap nigga because the reception of some of his records may have went differently if he would have tried to do and did all the acrobatics and stuff like that. He actually played the right role strategically to win this battle. If this were just about rap, I think this might have went differently. We might have to see. But yes, I don't necessarily see it as just that, personally.
No, I mean, I love the metaphor or the comparison you made with the boxing and Styles make fights. They do. And in the way that you approach every opponent, you don't approach the same way. Anybody that knows anything when it comes to sports or anything like that's competitive, trying to kill somebody one way, no matter who it is, you may not come out on top every time. So that's a great comparison. For me, going into this battle, being that it was something that was being anticipated for years to come, and to get served a battle that was more so about exploiting somebody, exposing somebody, and leaning into these narratives opposed to putting your skills to the test. Because the energy that Kendrick possessed on Like That, it seems like after Like That came out, something immediately switched. And it was never, and I don't think it was the game plan. I don't think it was a game plan for him to really go with that, with the amount of tea and just this exposure and going at families and doing all that stuff. I don't believe that necessarily. I could be wrong though. I thought it seemed like, because he said it's supposed to be just an exhibition game. You know what I mean? He said a lot of times he preferred to have just done this where it wasn't going to get nasty. And even Drake saying, I'm trying to keep it PG. I believe they both thought that. I think Drake maybe took it all the way there, mentioning the Whitney thing. And that's where I say some of this stuff was self-inflicted by Drizzy. Some of the same pitfalls he went down in the Pusha stuff. I can't save Drake from that. I just was thinking, if you going that way, you ready for whatever's coming back through the door. And you gotta be ready to go through it when you open it up. And that's all I'm saying.
I appreciate
I mean, bro, if you a dog, bro, it's easy to tell. When you backing up off of something, bro, it's easy to tell that you ain't willing to go that way as well. And Kendrick, man, I've always said, bro, Kendrick is a nigga that, dog, I believe is the ultimate competitor and is really a rappity rap nigga. He just didn't show that, but I can't knock that too much because he also in the same breath is willing to do whatever it takes to get the dub. And that's something I always honor. Because when you in war, bro, y'all ain't friends, especially when you handle it on wax. I'm not co-signing anything that'll put somebody's life in danger or to harm them. But if it's entertainment, that's essentially how I'm digesting and consuming this stuff. That's why I say this ain't a battle rap. This is rap battle now to me. Because them niggas in rap battle and battle rappers, them niggas that say the wildest stuff and afterwards dap each other up. A lot of times be actually cool and then go chill. Now, I don't think Drake and Kendrick could do that. But at the same time, them niggas was exaggerating a lot of stuff to the point where they had to commit to whatever it took to get the dub. And I can salute Kendrick just staying all the way one way with that, and he did that. Drake, he did a lot of things where it was like you were putting out energy that you say you were ready for, and then kind of retreated in the same breath when things was kind of swaying a different way. And you got to kind of look at that with a certain slight. You got to kind of look at that with a certain slight, dog. So, I mean, essentially, bro, I think it was definitely worn off a T more than rapping ability. But I will say Drake, in my book, out-rapped him. I don't know. Like the rapping on Meet the Grams really isn't a record I'm the most impressed by the rapping. It's more so the angle. I think Euphoria for sure was definitely the best rapping. We actually forgot about 616 in LA. That's the record I actually forgot about.
But
I actually forgot about that record.
In LA. 616 in LA is also a lyrical display. I think it was similar to how we view Taylor Made though.
Yeah,
we don't get it was like the response to Taylor Made in the same way we feel about Taylor Made, even though Drake was really rapping on Taylor Made too. Let's not play. Both of those records kind of get dismissed. However, go back and listen to 616 in LA. Kendrick was rapping. Yeah, really rapping. There's a whole segment where they literally compare it to like top level poetry when he's talking about laying his kids to sleep, the constellation. Like he's going somewhere different. You like Eminem. I think you would appreciate
part. That was my favorite part of his entire joint. Like when he was talking about, because to me that's manhood. Like you challenging this man on like manhood. Like that mug was, that's just gonna hit the different. That mug was just dope. So but yeah, I got Drake winning as far as like overall rapping over all tracks. I give it to Drake. Feel like Punches was crazy. Also like his cadences. Like I feel like the switching up on cadences was dope. I feel like I feel like even his shots to me were a little bit more direct, you know what I mean? Versus like, I feel like Kendrick was like very repetitive, like just like same thing over and over and over.
I agree. Really redundant.
Yeah, very redundant. I feel like Drake was just making direct hits, all different type of spots from all angles. Each song was different. So yeah.
I will say this though. Like you would have, it was just tough, bro, because one guy life is in the public eye and we didn't know much about Kendrick at all. And so it was easy to, like, Kendrick was very smart to go with this pedophile stuff just because of the time. The time of this mug. I mean, this Diddy downfall serves. I mean, it was the only, to be honest, I blame him, but to be honest, he had no other options. There was no other way. He crazy now, alone.
There's no other way he could have won the title. Can you think of another angle he could have used?
I mean, if I'm a Kendrick fan, I believe that Kendrick can just win this off of rapping. If I'm a Kendrick fan, I'm actually a Kendrick fan, but I'm a Drake fan as well.
Actually, not after the reaction.
Two angles Kendrick could have used though. I think there's two angles Kendrick could have used that he didn't touch.
Give it to us right quick. What you got?
So the one angle he didn't use is Drake's new love affair with Mob Ties and him consistently talking about that Triple X thing. That has not been alluded. The internet has all types of theories about Triple X, the killer, the murderer. Drake has alluded to it. He said his name. He said compromising things. Yep. That could have definitely been an angle I would have used, and I would have hoped that would have been something that would have been very interesting to the public. That's number one.
He would have looked like a snitch. He couldn't use it.
Yeah, so there you go. He leaves that alone. I agree with that.
I agree with both of those.
The second angle
that he had, I think there's two things that
let him get that second hell here.
All right, go ahead.
My bad. Real quick, I'm gonna hurry up. The second angle that I feel like he could have used, which I don't know is true, but I ain't gonna lie. This will affect my Drake fandom if it is true. There are people who are whispering at the idea that when Kendrick said, "And your best work was a light pack," he's alluding to or speaking to the fact that Daylight had considerable writing credits and affluence to back to back. If that is true, I'm going to be very upset because where I put back to back, where I placed that record for Drake and the excellence that Drake displayed on back to back, if Daylight wrote a lot of that record, that's something to address. Maybe he didn't touch it because it's not real. Maybe people are reaching. I hope that's the case. Yeah, but if that is true, that would have And that would have been something I would have alluded to if I were Kendrick. I'm done. My bad.
Numbers that back to back did, Daylight would be living in a penthouse at the top of the Empire
Yeah, Daylight still looked like he begging to get rap battles or something.
I know that's not a
Hey, dog.
A business person. I know good and well that wasn't true.
This last one, two questions in one. Do we believe it's over? If it isn't, what's to come next? And if it is over, how does this affect them? How has it affect them? Because we already kind of see it happening. How does it affect them going forward? Like, however you want to take that. You could look at their actual careers, what it does for them in rap, music, period, or their actual people, like their brain and their actual person as an individual.
I'll be quick. I'll say this and I'll be quick, so because I know we pushing it, but let me just say this. I think it's over, but I have an inclination that maybe there's more coming. But I'm gonna rest it. It's over. Because when Drake is talking, hey, see y'all in the summer vibes, I think Drake's going to just give us a little 3-pack of heat. It's probably going to be, something we can dance to, something we can move to, something we can do whatever to. So I'm hoping it's over. I think it's over. I don't think Kendrick responds unless Drake responds again. So I think it's over. How it impacts both people. I think Kendrick Lamar's name, Kyle's going to hate this, but Kendrick Lamar's name is now cloaked in platinum, bro. Where Kendrick Lamar is among culture, among hip hop fans, among all major publications until he dies is somewhere it may not have been without this battle. He looks way different today than even some of the critiques we had from him going in. People are going to forget the 4-year hiatus. People are going to forget some of the times where we didn't get as much music from him or whatever that may be, whatever those critiques are. He's now cloaked in platinum because people feel like he took down the biggest artist in the world, in hip hop at least, right? So that's number one. For Drake, I think that his run, I think Drake is affected minorly. Like we did see a dip 5% in all of his streams and all that, but I think he gets that back. But I don't necessarily think that people look. I think the way that we view Drake as a person and what that means with how we relate to his music and how people gravitate to him, I think that changes dramatically. And I still think Drake will be huge and maybe even the biggest artist in hip hop, but it won't feel the same. And some of the cult following, some of the we'll follow him anywhere, some of that kind of dissipates. And maybe we even get into this level of like compartmentalization where it's like, I don't really rock with Drake the person, but as long as he's making, kind of like what Kendrick Lamar said, as long as you're making me dance, as long as you keep giving me bops, there won't be no threat. I think he's got to put himself in that bag a lot more. And I think the public will feel a way about Drake the man and now separate that from the music in a way that never existed before. And that could possibly change his fan base. I think that's the most that happens with Drake.
Yeah, okay. I feel a few ways about that. What you got, Doc? He don't know what to say, Doc. What you over there doing, Doc? What, Doc? Why you? Whenever Kitty get done talking, you always just looking like, man, what's up, bro?
I didn't say nothing crazy, bro. I think it was accurate.
I do. If I'm being completely honest, no, I don't think this is over. I don't think it can be. Even if both of them wanted it to be over, it can't be over. This will heavily affect both of their lives in general because they're both going to have to answer questions. As soon as they come out of their holes, as soon as they come off vacation, as soon as they come off somewhere, they're going to, as soon as they get behind a mic, they are going to get questions about beating your wife and about raping kids.
Do they ever do an interview? Because Kendrick, I mean, neither one of these guys are the most interview-y type of guys.
They are going to have to address these accusations at some point. The culture will not allow them just to let it go, bro. I can't fathom it in my brain. Somebody at some point on a red carpet, somebody is going, and everybody's going to be fighting to be the one to do it. Everybody's going to be fighting to be the one who get them the answer. You know what I'm saying? Like this mug can't be over because of where it went. It just can't be. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so, yeah, I think it's going to affect both of their careers. I think a lot of things y'all said is true. Absolutely. I think they both can come back from it in a sense. You know, I don't even know if it's come back as a thing. I think they're just going to be new people. I just think there's going to be a new evolution of what they will become. They'll become something different. And the way their view will be something different. But I feel like who they were is forever changed based off of this. Do I think we're going to get more music? Possibly. I think Drake, I just don't see Drake not throwing shots no more. I think Drake will continue to throw shots because that's just the type of person he is. Like, he just don't let stuff die for real. You know what I mean? And I don't think he lost. What I do think he thinks is that there was the biggest gas session. I think, and I 100% agree with this statement, I think that Kendrick provided cover for the greatest, especially for men, for all the Drake haters to have cover of not looking like a hater. Every person who's ever wanted to hate on Drake in their entire life, being the light-skinned dude, him taking over music, him being the singing dude who came over here and beat rap, it allowed every cat who thought negative about Drake but didn't want to look like a hater, it provided them cover to be able to finally hate on Drake by gassing Kendrick Lamar. So yeah, I think that's going to be the reality of it.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, I feel a lot of that for sure. Definitely the last part. He basically was the poster child for nigga, you can hate Drake and feel justified. I'm finna take hey, but it was smart, dog, because there's such a huge audience that fits up under that banner that never just because Drake dominance has been so hard to combat. Yep. You had to have somebody that fit the shoes big enough to make it as potent as Kendrick did. You just had to.
It reminded me of the underlying hate for M, when M was killing for years and years and kind of elevated to that level of like, we got to say this dude the GOAT almost. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was this same level kind of sentiment amongst people of like, man, I don't want to look like no hater because he white. I don't want to look like a hater. You know what I mean? Like, it was like, dag, man. You know what I'm saying? And so this is very similar. I feel like, bro, what Drake has become in rap culture doesn't make sense, bro. He's breaking every record down. This dude is a rock star, but a rapper, bro. Like, he's broken records that have Michael Jackson, Beatles, like Madonna. Bro, the things that he's done is the world has never seen ever. And we talking about MJ.
I would just say this, though. I don't disagree with what y'all are saying. I just think that there's one piece to add a little bit of balance to the conversation.
What's that? Well, let me hear it right
Yes,
now.
Drake hate exists. And some of that isn't just because that nigga's successful. We have to stop that narrative. Drake has called a good portion of that upon himself. From the industry especially.
Oh my God.
Them dudes have stories upon stories of not just you being so successful, we hate you so much we can't take it, we have to tear our clothes. That's not the narrative those dudes in the industry had. That's number one. And two, fans who
No, don't skip over that. No.
Oh yeah.
Skip it over.
Right off.
Let's talk about the key component, the consistent component around the stories of these grown men on why they don't like Drake.
Yeah. The same reason why if somebody ran down on your wife, you would have a problem. Absolutely.
Your wife.
Kyle.
That's a difference,
Kyle, when you were talking to your wife and y'all were locked in and you knew this is the woman for me. And some dude was sniffing around your chick. I'm talking to Kyle, the real nigga. Stop playing with me, Kyle.
The real dude. What I'm gonna tell you.
So what I'm saying is stop playing with me, Kyle.
Like that. Bro, when I was out there wilding, bro, when I was in my fraternity, when I was out running the streets, doing my things, dog, we had a rule. We had a rule, bro. Like, these girls are like that type of cover. When they in that kind of environment, there's rules to that environment. And it's not your feelings getting involved. Like, these are not wifey type people, bro. And if you're trying to watch all kind of people, that comes with certain kind of things you got to deal with, certain narratives, certain type of movements, because those type of people have a certain reputation, and those reputations follow them, and those reputations continue to be on how people deal with them, talk about them. So what I'm saying is, bro, where there's smoke, there's fire. I'm not saying Drake is an angel, but what I am saying, bro, is that we are hating on this man over females, bro. And as a real man, what that looks like in certain environments when you got the dude who gets all the girls and all the dudes is hot about it.
Well, Kyle, though, one caveat I would ask you. Is it about him getting all the girls, or is it about him talking to girls that belong to other people? Because those are two different things. You go ahead and get every jump off in the party. That's on you. No problem. Do your thing, brother. Do your thing. If I'm dating a female, and me and you have hold on. I'm dating a female. Me and you have a relationship as men. And I find out that the female I'm dating, who I brought you around, who we went to dinner parties with and stuff like that, you in her face. You figuring out where she at. You at the nail shop. You paying for stuff. You doing behind my back. I don't know. And then I find out that the same female I brought around you as my homie, you messing with, that may be a conversation at the very least.
Can I ask you a question? Have you been in that environment? Because I've definitely been in that environment. Can I ask you a question?
I have. For sure.
Is it always based off the position? And I maybe because of my fraternity and different things, bro. Being in a certain position, is it always me trying to come at your girl, or your girl coming at me?
It's a little bit of both. I'm sure. That's the fact. That's a fact. There's a little bit of both.
Maybe the girl messing with you to try to get to me. Maybe the girl's in the circle and you put me around here, so now your girl blowing up my phone. Now your girl DMing me. Now you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, there's what I'm saying is, bro, we have to be fair and not just always take the negative hating aspect in the situation. Because when it comes to most of these dudes who hating on Drake, he put most of them on. He's made most of these dudes millionaires. He supported them in ways that he never had to support them. And so what you're talking about is a dude who's literally made most of their careers, gave them number ones, put them in the public eye, gave them his fans, and yet you're now turning on him over a girl who's not your wife, but in the industry.
Yeah.
These are not dudes who are going to find the lawyer or the dentist or the doctor or the girl just graduated from college and trying to wife her. What most of the time we're talking about is a industry person, a Instagram person, bro. Like this ain't like make believe. So yeah, bro, when you're messing with the doctor, lawyer, and you trying to wife that, absolutely, bro. But if you in those type of rock star environments and you messing with IG people, bro, we can't trust her word. You're trusting her word.
That's fair. I'll leave it here because that's fair, and I mean, we already running late, but I will say this last point. I'm with you. I've seen both sides, been in environments on both sides, all of that.
He was about to say he did both sides.
Hey, chill out, bro.
Hold up, dog.
So I know I am familiar with both dichotomies. I will say this though. That it's not about taking the negative if this were just a few cats. We're talking about 10, 12, 15 men with the same story about how he was being the goofy in the situation. It'd be one thing if there were a few of these females and you're like, well, you know how the industry females are, you know how these Instagram chicks are, cool. But when you got 15 grown men who kind of ain't really even cool with each other, but they all kind of have the same narrative about the dude, like, yo, this dude moves goofy. When we bring him around women, he start doing this, he start doing that. Before you know it, what he said was just friendly has turned into something else. And we all got that same story. It just looks strange. Now it goes from being negative to you were goofy, bro, because I see the way you move when women get around. You start acting a little strange. That's all I'm saying.
I've seen cats move goofy, bro. But I also know on the other side of that narrative, bro, is when you in certain positions, bro, everybody trying to get at you, and when you reject women or even just don't give them what they want, bro, there's a lot of narratives, bro, to get that go to people around you, bro.
Yeah.
And 15 is light. 15 situations is light for a dude at that level. He got 15 in an hour.
No kissy. Hey, I agree, dog. I can't save any of them niggas, dog, if they fussing about you a rapper and you got a problem with another rapper about a chick that's in the industry.
Yeah, bro.
I can't do nothing to say. Any of that stuff that I heard, bro, especially when I felt like the rumors was coming about that was Future kind of stance in this, I was just like, bruh, look, y'all don't got no kind of guy code or none of that stuff that exists in the industry, bro, as a rapper. And a lot of times, bro, these niggas is bragging about that in the music. Now, they can't handle it because the top dog is a nigga from Canadian that's light-skinned and he Jewish and he mad privileged and he the nigga that people will look at and say, nigga, you went on a date and you let that nigga hit? That's the nigga that Drake is. But honestly, bro, I mean, he's changed what that looks like, bro. Like, the nigga got all the ties. He getting all the chicks. His nigga dominating the industry. I ain't just gonna crack it up as just jealousy, but I think it's some of that definitely exists, bro. And he talk about that stuff in his songs. When you go to songs like
it's not absence of jealousy.
He makes a joke about it. He does those Instagram deals where like the dude be
I immediately thought about that. Yeah.
Narrative is like, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? Like
his entourage, babe. He using a dude like his entourage. That's really another rapper in real life, though. They talking to somebody else that's in the industry that's a rapper. He walk up and everything switches. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So yeah, man. But when it come to this, dog, to get my take on what I think will happen, will more music come? I do believe more music will come, not in the fashion that we've been getting it in this beef at this point, meaning like these exchanges. The only time I feel like that may happen again is if Drake drops something, and I think if I'm Kendrick, I would be smart about dropping that Not Like Us video right after when Drake drops something. Just to smash on, I just keep that whole, I just be almost a bully at that point. I like bullying and rap. I don't care what niggas say when it come to that, especially if we at odds. So keep doing that mug. I played that mug out for years. I don't think, what you said earlier, bro. Drake continuously diss niggas throughout his entire career. Once he turned, like, If You're Reading This Is Too Late happened and he went like this total dark side, bro, it was just up for anybody at that point, bro. So I don't ever think, cause he been, bro, you know how many records we got of Pusha T diss after that diss was, the beef was already over? Now to think this diss was even at a higher level, I believe we definitely gonna get more records from this, bro. So I'm looking forward to it. And I thought some of those lines on the Heart Part 6 kind of was feeding to that narrative too. So what I think this did for kind of both of them, I agree with what Kenny said with Kendrick for sure. He's cemented. Kendrick is cemented as debatably probably go down as one. He can start to enter probably the conversation as goldish. Definitely of the people that's growing up in this era and in this generation. Dot, in my personal top 5, is cemented for sure. He wasn't in my top 5 before this. He was in my top 10, but he's cemented in my top 5 all time for sure. Oh yeah, I mean, I'm a Dot fan still to this day. I don't necessarily claim myself to be a Dot stan, but I've always he's the opposite of what Drake is, bro. He makes the music that is more so on the side of quality, and it's very articulate, or it's very particular to a certain concept. Everything is for a purpose. It's not just putting out a latest bop. That's why I thought it was funny when he went down this direction on Not Like Us. So I give him that easily. That was I said that prior to this, in a clear winner. The way he's coming out in this one now, he's got that. You know what I'm saying? And to have that on top of his catalog is insanity. This dude is sitting. I mean, if I'm a Kendrick fan, I always get jealous of like noticing how Kendrick fans or anybody fans don't represent their person right. Like if I was a Kendrick stan, you cats wouldn't be able to deal with me, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like most cats can't deal with me as a Drake stan. But anyways, yes, that's a lot what I feel like it's done for Kendrick. I think right now though, he's gonna have his moment. He's gonna have his moment. That this is Kendrick's season. And so all that people forgetting about the 5-year hiatus and all that, I don't think that changes Kendrick in that manner. I don't see him changing to being a heavy music release type of guy. I don't see that though. I still seeing that being a very particular thing that he's still going to abide by. He's not going to harry the music. He's not going to, I feel like he had to move. This is the time where he had to act out of character because it demanded it. You couldn't be slow cooking with this right here. Because I know when that push-up came out, it was many of people that were saying, bro, if he don't respond in a certain amount of time, this is already going to sway them a certain way. So I don't believe he strays away from doing anything different with his career when it comes to albums and things of that nature. I would love to. I said he has a chance to really put on for West Coast in this era that I think we've never seen the West Coast really get that spotlight like Atlanta has, or the East Coast has had it plenty of times, or even the Midwest. I don't feel like in my time, really in my young adult years, West Coast has really been dominant presence like Atlanta and some of these other regions. So I would love if he was able to do that. I said he should go on a Not Like Us tour this whole summer and just go crazy with it.
Ooh, that'd be crazy.
I actually may pull up to that mug. I actually probably would pull up to that mug. For Drizzy though, I said this does right now, people are going to look like it's destroying him when it comes to the hip hop community. But when you look at, bro, he's gonna have this type of narrative where you can argue that he's probably the most war ready at the tier he's at of all time. Because if you're a worthy opponent, Drake is going to give you the stage to battle. He's shown you that. Because he didn't have to step down and battle Pusha T at all. I think at all.
Still think that was the bad move, personally. But,
I love what came from. I love what came from it. So I still love that, even if because I'm not in it. I'm not when these battles happen. I'm not rooting for my favorite. I'm rooting for whoever puts their best foot forward and performs the best. And
I was rooting for Drizzy. I ain't gonna hold you. In that battle, I was rooting for Drizzy.
Nah, bro. I wasn't even rooting for Drizzy when he went against Meek, because Meek is just as much as my guy as Drizzy is. You know what I'm saying? Like
that was a little different. That was a little different. I feel like Pusha's a bully. I feel like Pusha's a bully, and that narrative only continued after that battle. That's why
I love it though. I love it though.
But I like Push though. I ain't mad.
I love how Push did what he did in that. He showed up how he was supposed to show up, bro. Anytime a cat do that, I only can salute.
Agreed.
So with Drizzy though, dog, yeah, I think he's going to get clowned in the immediate future. This may last. Honestly, I think it lasts until he shifts it and he has all the power and the keys too. And what I mean by that is the guy's a hit maker. Like, it don't take much, because, bro, you have to think. I always remind Cass of this, bro. After story of Addy Donna, after he took that L versus Pusha T, the nigga goes on and drops Scorpions, has 3 number ones in 1 year, and dang near sells 700,000 copies in the first week. And then he rules the summer, and he sails off into the sunset and just continues to dominate for the years to come to this moment where we at right now. So I don't see it being any different, because I don't think this battle was as clear as a clean-cut dub as that Pusha T was, because all the side noise around, do we believe this or what do we believe for what cats said about each other? That was already proven once the sun was revealed, and he actually confirmed and did these interviews, pretty much run defeat on his face. He don't necessarily look like he's run defeat after this battle. He don't look like that to me. So I think the moment he starts to get in the bag of dropping music, bro, he easily can control his own narrative, because I think all of that still is on his side. He still and he don't have to heavily depend on hip hop saying this is great music. You see what I'm saying? Like, he don't necessarily have to depend on hip hop of saying whatever he dropped is great music. His audience is way broader. I think he does that. And I've always said great music will get you through a hard time, bro. It will. Cause Meek Mill, bro, as mean as that L was, he had to benefit from the guy he took the L from, but he resurfaced. Meek resurfaced and actually caught hits and bangers after that. And great out. He dropped his best album in his catalog, his 4 studio albums to me after that. And it was received well, did big boy numbers.
What, Champions?
Yeah, Champions.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, absolutely.
And I mean, dude, Meek, he probably arguably Meek has a top 5 song of all hip hop to me with the DC intro. I'm just telling you that right now. You can debate anybody else but Meek, because that's just what it is. So I feel like Drake has a superpower that makes him bulletproof despite what L he takes. And I think he still got that, bro. You know what I'm saying? So what's to come after that, bro? I think he definitely resurfaces. As far as the stuff with the allegations that they both threw at each other, I think that definitely affects them in some form or fashion, whether it's relationships they may lose, brand partnerships they may lose, and things that may affect that side of their career. Musically, I think they do exceptionally well still. But I feel like they're going to have to answer for that stuff to some degree. to save some of that side of their character as an individual. So, yeah, man. I think all in all, though, dog, this mug made the greatest podcast episode of all time because we just crossed 3 hours. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, nigga, I'm about to come out of these clothes, boy. Hey, what you say, bro?
I said, all right, fans, we see y'all in 2025. We can't cover anything more until something does happen.
Hey, this is a funny one, but you cats may actually have a lot to say about it. But where does J. Cole? How does he look after this? Do we feel any different about him? Look at Kyle. Was J. Cole right, bro?
He was. I'll say this: J. Cole was right because I think, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because I think J. Cole would have caught a clip in this battle. He personally wouldn't have recovered from. So for him, it might have been right for him. I'm not talking about whether it was weak or not. I'm just talking about when you think about J. Cole, and you think about how friendly he is and how grimy and dirty this battle got. I don't know if he was built for it. So maybe it was best. It was best for Cole to kind of stay out because Cole's already too nice. Even in the Kendrick 7-minute drill, he's talking about, that's my homie. I had to diss him. I had to get calls from my friends. Hey, brother, I love you, but I didn't like your catalog. It wasn't a classic. Like, he was too friendly even in that. Kendrick would have bit that man's head off. So thank God Cole decided, hey, man, let me sit this one out. Let me let the two GOATs go and fight, and let me stay out the way. So for me, for him, that's the caveat. It was the right move for him. Go ahead, Kyle.
Yeah, I feel like, if I'm just being honest, I feel like it wasn't the right move. But not with bowing out. I just think he should have bowed out to begin with. He shouldn't have dropped that track and then bowed out. That was my issue. I understand for spiritual reasons and all that. Well, I had a spiritual reasons before you make the song. Like, you should have bowed out before the song. You know what I'm saying? So he should have said, you know what? This ain't a battle. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, I wouldn't have said nothing. I just let that mug go and let them do what I just kept quiet and kept doing what you're doing, ignored that mug. You know what I mean? If that's the real, if it's for spiritual reasons, that's what I'd have just left that mug alone. Somebody would ask about it. I'd be like, oh, it's all good, man. It's all good fun. You know what I mean? Whatever. They sparred it out. Drake wanted to jump in. I didn't want it. I would have played the role of, I didn't want it to be a jump session where we jump him. You know what I mean? Kendrick did that with us, but I didn't feel like it was proper to do that with him. And cool, I let it go.
Yeah. I agree with most of that. I do agree with most of that. Like, he would have never received nowhere near the same amount of flack if he just doesn't put out 7-minute drill. He was just left at the mystery. We don't know. It could have been it was an audience out there where already before he dropped where it was like, it wasn't really aimed at him. It was aimed at Drizzy anyway. That could have ran its own course. Yeah. I just think he had so much that was not in his favor that was already saying he was looking for smoke though. Like, even if he don't say something, like, it's like, my nigga, you was just already telling us for 3-4 years on killing everybody that you looking for anybody to say something that's even remotely close to a diss. So I think some of that still would exist. I still don't necessarily agree with the move. I just think you got to know yourself, man, in these spaces, in these heated moments to know how to move. So, yeah, man, all in all, though, dog, I think that wraps it up for us, man. No outros today, dog. I'm going to let these fellas get to their lives. And y'all make sure y'all follow us on the gram, YouTube, and anywhere else, man. The Word of Clarity podcast. You know what time it is, man. It's your boy Word. We out of here, dog.
Yes.
He's not the best at titles. He's not the best at NBA.
It's gonna be live things where we're doing live reactions to music.
The ones, get it.
It's one of them. We don't even talk in this one. You know what I'm saying, dog? What's poppin', my G? Cats in the building coming in with that big noise. Cats,
Yeah,
how cats feeling, man?
Listen, ain't got no choice but to be all right, man. We just got off one of the biggest moments in hip hop history, man. I'm feeling amazing.
Cats
being
feeling
a spectator
good.
and being a voice in the culture. So yeah, for sure.
I feel that,
100%.
man. What's poppin', man? It's your boy Word back at it again on the Word of Clarity podcast with my boy Kenny G. Feel good to be back in the building, man. I believe it's episode 23, I want to say. You know what I'm saying? A round of applause for that. You know what I'm saying? Cats in here trying to make it work. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. How we feeling though since the last podcast, man? The last one, we chopped it up. At that point, I believe it was push-ups and I think Euphoria maybe had just came out, but we only tackled push-ups. How cats feeling though, man?
Since then, I mean, blown away by the amount of production, by as many records as we got. I think, what's so funny? I think we were close. We predicted, I believe, 3 apiece.
Yeah.
And I think we got 4 apiece. So yeah, I didn't expect this to go by as fast as it did. I think we can talk about whether it's over or whether it's a stop yet, but whatever it is, we've got some distance and some space. And I did not anticipate for the responses to be as fast as they've been. So what a high-paced battle, bro. It's incredible.
Yeah, man. It's definitely not a disappointment, man. We gonna definitely jump into that. You know what I mean? We had to bring a familiar face back for this smug. We gonna do a little icebreaker. A couple other joints we'll jump into before we get into that. Some quick take joints, but you know what I'm saying? If you watch this podcast, man, you probably done seen him on her, I believe, 2 or 3 times. This would be the 3rd or 4th time. Don't need too much of an introduction, but Kyle Torrey is in the building today. You know what I'm saying? How we feeling, my G? Catch eye down there, dad?
Oh, what's good, man? Good to be back on the pod, man. Thank you all for... Yeah, man, thank you all for bringing me back, man. And I was eager to come back for this one, man. So when y'all hit me up, man, I had to oblige, man. I was looking forward to this one.
Yeah, man. Glad to have you back in the building, man. Anytime we want to, get one of them cats that's going to be animated and tackle them universal debates, we always going to bring you in for show, G. But, yeah, man, Austin Reeves, I believe, we'll get straight to it. I believe Austin Reeves kicked this mug off when he made some comments about it being at least 30 guys that can jump from the NBA to the NFL, like just walk onto the field
Austin
and be...
Rivers.
Huh? Yeah, Austin Rivers.
Austin Rivers.
Who did I say? Austin Reeves?
Austin Reeves.
Austin Reeves. Hey, it's something crazy when Austin Reeves got a higher social profile than Austin Rivers now, dog.
Crazy.
Hey, he be doing his thing, dog. Austin Rivers, though, yeah. I don't know what sports show he was on, but I definitely seen the clip. He was basically just saying NBA players seem to be a little skilled and more equipped to just walk on the NFL field. And the first cat I believe I seen that fire back was Ryan Clark. I think he was on the pivot when he had his comments, and he was in totally disagreement of that mug. I think James Johnson was another cat that fired off a lot, and then Shannon Sharp on First Take, being probably the biggest NFL personality and just sport personality now on TV anyway, kind of stood by their side too, man. What's your thoughts on that, man? You feel like it is cats in the NBA that can walk on the field and be football ready without much training, or what y'all think?
Walking on the field, no. First of all, you don't disrespect any professional sport by thinking you could just walk onto the field or walk onto the mound or walk onto the court